I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend you.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I kiss you on the mouth.
No, I'm not cool with that. I'm sorry.
One more time.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I mean, I'm dealing with degenerate animals.
I'm disappointed in every one of you. Disappointed in every one of you.
All right, come on.
Honestly, I can't do it no more.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
Let me tell you why.
It's gonna be all right, Nicky. Go ahead, shoot.
He just killed a little fucking man.
What are you going to do about it?
You're happy because you got nothing. You don't gotta say. You're happy because you got nothing. You got nothing.
I want to get out. I want to get out of this rat hole. I want to get online. I need
BDA Boxing.
Alright, this is King Bucho. Welcome to BDA Boxing. I will be your host for today for this special show. Breaking news. Oleksandr Usyk, according to the WBO, has to fight the winner of Ruiz versus Joshua. So, by the way guys, I have the AC on. If you can hear it, let me know so I can turn it off. But it's fucking hot here, so I'm gonna need it. But if it's disrupting the show, then I'll shut it off. By the way, welcome to the show, guys. Legendary Boxer, Loma King, Azzy in the chat, Apology Man, Tommy Temper, Mr. E, Virtuoso. Welcome to the show, guys. We also have somebody on the line already, so let me introduce him.
I told you what's going to happen to Price. I told you he's going to be sleeping. I told you the ambulance is going to come. The oxygen mask is going to come out. I told you he's going to miss the main event. I told you all them things were going to happen.
Oh shit! Alright. By the way, Stu apparently can't hear me. You can't hear anything at all. Yeah. Well, this sucks. Wait, can people in the chat even hear me? Okay, yeah. People in the chat can hear me. It's only on the Hangouts. Yeah. Let's see what the fucking problem here is. Let's see.
I can hear you now.
Oh, you can hear me now?
I can now, yeah. But I couldn't.
Yeah, what the fuck? Alright. Can you hear this? Wait, hold on. Can you hear this?
Yeah.
Alright. Jesus.
Yeah.
Alright, welcome to the show, Stu.
Yeah, good to be here.
Did you hear about the news? I'm gonna put it up on the screen. It has to do with Oleksandr Usyk is now the mandatory for Ruiz against Joshua. This is according to the WBO. So, if the winner doesn't fight Usyk, they will have to relinquish the WBO belt.
Yeah, I've just it's the first I've heard of it. I mean, the title that you put on the show is the first I've heard of it. But it's got to be good news, isn't it? You know, these champions are going to have to fight all newcomers, and Usyk is a serious threat. So if that's being pushed on him, then that's got to be a good move for boxing, because we don't want whoever wins, Ruiz or Joshua, going on a ducking spree, do we? Or a cherry picking spree. We want them to be in with the best. If they're going to hold the belt, they've got to fight the best, and Usyk's certainly one of them. So, yeah. Good news.
There's going to be a lot of questions here. Like, first of all, does Oleksandr Usyk even deserve this shot? at the champion. To look at Dillian White, I mean, he's begging for a fucking title shot. He's not getting it. Now you have Usyk. He moves up, and all of a sudden he gets it.
Yeah, I mean, it's disgraceful, really, isn't it? But I think we have to look at Eddie Hearn. We have to look at Eddie Hearn, obviously the WBC as well. They've let Wilder get away with murder, so they're a disgraceful organisation anyway. I mean, you've only got to look at the brat that runs it, so you expect that from them. But with Eddie Hearn, I mean, if he's getting Usyk title shots just like that straight away, then you have to question the job he's doing for Dillian White, because 600 days, that's just the WBC. But let's be real, Dillian White could have. He had another option there with Anthony Joshua. I know that fight didn't get made. He got offered big money and he didn't take it. But there's got to be more reasons than that why he didn't take it. But yeah, probably Eddie Hearn has to take some of the blame for Dillian White not getting a shot. Because promoters get you title shots these days, not resumes or anything else or winning streaks. It's promoters.
Well, in this case, it's the WBO. He's giving Usyk a title shot right away. I guess obviously. I don't know if in the article it says this, but I guess it has to do with the fact that Usyk, because he's such a well-regarded boxer, undisputed cruiserweight champion. Yeah, there we go. And the WBO argued that Usyk's status as the super champion at cruiserweight has given him enough merit to step over White. So, do you agree with this type of rulings, Stu? The fact that because Usyk is such a big boxer, accomplished boxer, he should.
I know Azzy the clown in the chat don't get this, but it's promoters that get your title shots. It just takes one little backhander. That's all it takes, and you can jump the queue. You've only got to look at some of these champions, how they earned their title and how they got their belts. So it's Usyk. Yes, Usyk. When you're a cruiserweight super champion, then yeah, you're going to go up to the heavyweight division and you're going to walk into most fights. But Hearn's had a big part in that because Hearn's he's probably turning his back on Joshua now, and he's probably hopping onto Usyk. You don't know. That could be the case where he's seen that Joshua's not, he's not this guy he thought he was. So maybe he's hopping onto Usyk and he's give Usyk a little kick up the arse to get a title shot. That could be the case. I'm just speculating here, but let's not pretend promoters don't get world title shots for fights.
No, I agree.
Because listen, Dillian White deserves a shot more than Usyk. Let's be real, in the heavyweight division, he does. What's the point of having mandatories if they're not going to be upheld?
So you're saying that Oleksandr Usyk should fight more heavyweights before he actually gets a shot?
I think it's only fair. I mean, can you remember when I fucking took shots at Andre Ward for walking straight into a Kovalev fight with no names in that division behind him? So yeah, I've got to say the same with Usyk. I'd have liked to see Usyk. I know he's taken Takam, so that's a decent name, But yeah, I'd have liked to see Usyk probably have a couple more. I don't care that Usyk's getting a title shot because in a way he does deserve one, but not ahead of Dillian White. That's my point.
Yeah, I get your point. H Money in the chat wants to join us now. H Money Boxing, Stu. He's the guy who called yesterday. Remember? He's the one that said that Wilder beats Lennox Lewis.
Yeah, I remember him. Yeah.
Yeah. So listen, H Money, we might let you on later on, not right away because we're gonna be taking some phone calls. So it's gonna be, I would say, disrupting because I know a lot of people disagree with you. So listen, I'm gonna let you in maybe at the second part of during the second part of the show. All right. Let me just send some links here. All right. Stu, can you take over for just like 2 minutes while I set up the phone calls?
Yeah, no worries, man.
All right.
Let's read some of the comments in the chat. Let's go in there. Mr. Coxey, Usyk deserves a title shot too, though. Yeah, I agree. Mr. Coxey, he does deserve it, but the question is, does he deserve it before Dillian White? And I don't think so. I mean, Dillian White's done everything asked of him. And he's been on a very good winning streak, and he's been doing it in the division that we're talking about. You know, Usyk's not had one fight there at the moment. So yeah, that's my point. Of course, Usyk deserves a shot, but just not ahead of Dillian White. German Persian, Usyk was undisputed at cruiserweight. That's how it works. It's the rule of a lot of the sanctioning bodies. Yeah, no, whatever. Sanctioning bodies do what they want. It just takes a couple of backhanders, and then rules soon go out the window. So I'm not, not thinking into that at all. Azzy, Usyk deserves belt without fighting, in my opinion. Well, you're an idiot, Azzy, so I expect a comment like that from you. H Money, the boxing voice, BDA Boxing. Let's talk about boxing. Well, I think Butcho just addressed that. So, Box, Del Boy, Artem beat the Sicilian Trans. Yeah, let's just quickly get onto that for a bit while Butcho's doing the calls. I mean, I actually watched that fight. I mean, I streamed it, of course I did, but it was terrible. It really was, and I'm not blaming Lobov for it. I'm blaming Malignaggi. And what happened was what I thought would happen. Malignaggi would break his hands. If you go back in the shows, I said it straight away. Malignaggi would break his hands. He'd go on the back foot and try and pop shot his way. It'd take the boxing into the bare knuckle, and it's a different sport. And the reason bare knuckle is existing at the moment because people have had enough of boxing. Terrible styles, mismatches. So people want to see blood and guts, and that's just how it is in today's society. So it's just that it's basically an offshoot of boxing. So they don't want to see what drove them away from boxing in the first place, and that's stinking performances like Malignaggi. Like I said, break his hands the minute he threw a punch without his hand wrapped and with gloves on. He's going to break his hands. He's got paper mache hands. That's why he doesn't knock anyone out. And it was it was pay-per-view, and that's what he talked a good game, and that's what he brought to the table. You know, it was disgusting. It was a terrible performance, and hopefully Paulie will not be back because Lobov is a very average fighter himself. Let's be real. Just doesn't have the boxing skills. But I suppose in a bare knuckle fight, you can just sit in the pocket and swing and hope one lands. And I mean, Malignaggi was making a lot of excuses for me. I mean, talking about his hands, and he's sitting there with about 10 cuts on his face. I've only got hit once, he said. Only got hit once. Paulie, there's about 10 cuts on your hair. You know, your nose is broke.
Yeah, but you think you won or lost?
You only got hit once. That's some fucking hand. What I saw, I think I could have called it a draw, to be honest with you. I think he probably nicked a couple of rounds by just stinking, pop shotting and stinking. And I don't think Lobov was landing too clean himself, but I think you've got to give Lobov the rounds because he was landing at times, and he was bringing the pressure to put. I know he wasn't bringing very good pressure or educated pressure, but he was bringing it none of the less sort of thing. So yeah, I think a draw would have been fair for me. But
2, 1.
Butcho? Yep, I'm here. All right, we are on. Wait. Yeah, we're on Blog Talk Radio right now, so we're gonna be taking phone calls. So yeah, Stu's talking about the Paulie Malignaggi against Lobov fight. So continue, Stu.
No, I was just saying it was a dreadful fight. It really was, and whoever paid for that really got they got mugged off that night. They might as well have just gone to a ghetto and asked for someone to rob them instead. I mean. They might have well done. I mean, but I saw some of the undercard. I saw some of the undercard fights, and it was very exciting. Them guys are tough, man, and brave. And you've got to give Paulie credit. He's fucking very brave for getting in that circle, whatever it was, and doing that. It takes some bollocks to do that. So you got to give Paulie. He just talked this game. I could understand if he was quiet and humble, and that's the performance he brought, because that's really the performance he brings in every fight he's in. He's never very exciting, is he, Paulie? But he talked a good game. He talked about putting Lobov in a coma. I mean, they actually put me in a coma watching it. That's the problem.
Yeah, it was a very boring fight. I watched one undercard fight, not the co-main event, but the one before that. I wasn't really impressed. I mean, it's not very exciting. The fact that they have to beware of hurting their hands, I think, takes a little bit away from the action. You know, they're very cautious sometimes. When they land, I know it's deadly. You know what I mean? It's
You have to, yeah, it is. But you have to change your technique when you're in bare knuckle. You
I
cannot
agree.
hit
I
someone
agree.
like you would like you would with boxing gloves. Like Paulie was flicking the jab out and throwing jabs to the body and all that lot.
Mhm.
It sounds a good game plan, but not in bare knuckle fight. Just a straight jab to the body. You don't catch that right, you break your fucking hand straight away. So
Yeah, but it's
you've
boring
got to
then.
change. You've got to change your style up. You've got to change your style up when you're
But
in a bare knuckle fight. Boxing doesn't always work.
but you agree that the fact that you have to change your style is what kind of takes away a bit of from the action.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, it was a terrible style to bring to a bare knuckle fight. I mean, even if Paulie won, do you honestly think Paulie could get another pay-per-view fight?
No,
Do you think they'd have
but
put him on again?
but no, I understand. But by the way, Lobov was he looked much bigger than Paulie though, and we know Paulie has no power. So I mean, at some point in round two.
Fucking nauseating.
All right, we're back. We are back. Oh shit. All right. I think the internet went off. So yeah, that's what probably happened. All right. Well, welcome back. The show is operational again. Yeah, it is. Yeah. The Shipper Son says welcome back. Tommy Temper says boom.
I guess the turd doesn't fall far from the faggot's ass.
All right. Well, hopefully we get Stu back on the line. Oh, yeah, there he is. Stu, are you there? Yeah. All right, let's see if we get Stu back here. Yeah, we were talking about the Paulie Malignaggi fight. Oh, it's Stu saying something on Skype. No, I couldn't hear you. Yeah, just drop and come back in. All right. Let's get this stream repopulated again. All right, Stu is back. I think he can hear me now. Stu.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yep.
That's
All right. So everything's back to normal. The phone lines are open. No, wait. I don't think they are. I have to reconnect. Oh, no, I think they are. All right. The phone lines are open. So if you want to chime in, go ahead and call in. So what we're talking about, we're talking about Paulie Malignaggi.
Yeah.
Imagine who paid for that shit, man. Seriously.
Fuck knows. I tell you what, you got to have more money than fucking sense to pay for that. But what I saw, there was some decent, entertaining fights. I mean, I see Chris Lieben from the UFC, an old UFC legend, old Chris Lieben. He was on there, but I didn't because I was on this show at the time. I was just catching glimpses of that fight. I missed it, sort of thing. But it looked an exciting card. I just think the top of the bill was atrocious. Let's be real. Paulie stunk the joint out, and I don't want to see him fighting again. To be honest with you, because he hasn't got it anymore.
Well, I saw an interview. He said that he's 38 and it's time to quit. So I think he
Yeah,
but then again, but then again, hold on. But then again, you understand. Like I think you said, he'll do anything for money. So
yeah, no, I think that's it now. I think Paulie, like I said, Paulie's got a good living from Showtime. Why does he want to do it? And he's lost a lot of credibility recently, and he's a lot of people have turned on Paulie because of the way he's behaved. He's behaved like a fucking child, hasn't he? And a pathetic one at that. So
yeah,
he's lost a lot. He's lost a lot of fans, and he's come across as a bit of a fucking douche. So maybe it is best if he stays away from fighting and stick to what he does best at the moment. That's talking about it.
yeah. Which fans did he lose?
I'm not saying he lost major fans, but people started. I mean, you've only got to go and read the comments on his video. People have had enough of Paulie, the way he's come across recently. A right piece of shit, isn't he? And he didn't need to do that. He had a lot of respect in the boxing community, and he's very good at what he does. And he just come across as a bit of a douche in the whole build up to this. And he talked a good game. Let's be real, and he didn't deliver. So if you're going to talk like a tough guy, you better deliver.
Yeah, was that really? I mean, who started the whole thing? The Malignaggi Lobov feud.
Well, I think it all comes from the Conor McGregor camp, don't it? Lobov's a good friend of Conor's, and I think it was all down to that. Let's be real. I mean, I'm starting to believe it was true. I'm starting to believe that Conor McGregor beat the living shit out of Paulie, because even Conor today, he's nowhere near his best, he would have battered Paulie last night. I mean, this is so you like about McGregor, but at times he held his own against Floyd. I know he was out of his depth, but he did all right at times against Floyd. I mean, Malignaggi's not Floyd. I think Conor wins that fight. If Lobov can beat Paulie Malignaggi, then Conor would destroy him. So I don't even think anyone's going to be calling for Paulie to fight Conor anymore, because that's the one Paulie wanted deep down, the big payday against Conor, and he tried to talk himself into that fight. But after what we saw last night, that fight's just done. It's done, mate.
Yeah, and thank God for that, because I'm fed up with Paulie Malignaggi, to be honest. Oh yeah, guys, I'm yeah. Go ahead, Stu.
No, just because I do enjoy his boxing talk, though. Even though I don't agree with him all the time, I do enjoy the way he breaks down, and he sees things in fights that a lot of people don't. And let's be real: if you're a Brit, who would you rather listen to? Paulie Malignaggi or Ronald McIntosh from BT Sports? I mean, say no more. So I appreciate Paulie when he's on the mic. I just don't appreciate him fighting. I never have done, even when he was a young up and coming fighter from Brooklyn that I used to watch. When he used to have them stupid haircuts and them shorts, and used to think he was a real fucking G, didn't he? But I never liked him then, and I just didn't like his style. I just don't like fighters that don't punch hard. I know punching is not everything to boxing, but I just like to see fighters at least can get respect from their opponents when they're landing. And Paulie couldn't even do that. He was just a boring style, and don't get me wrong, he won world titles, so he's very talented, but just not my sort of fighter.
Agreed. Yeah, his style sucks, and he's boring. Good commentator, I'll give you that. He can get annoying sometimes, and when he commentates, sometimes he really gives a lot of credit, undeserved credit, to the boxer, the one who moves. Which we can get into a whole disagreement with that, man. Seriously.
The thing is with Paulie's such a narcissist that he thinks boxing should be the way he does it, even if it means stinking the joint out and not winning fights. His way of scoring a fight is how he would fight, and I find that with a lot of ex-fighters, and that's why some of them really stink when it comes to scoring fights. See, this idea that you have to be an ex-world-class fighter to break a fight down, I think is rubbish, because I've heard a lot of world-class fighters in their day break down fights, and they're terrible, absolutely terrible, and I don't know what they're watching. So I think that's what it's down to, Paulie. I think he scores a fight how he fights. That's why he had Andre Ward beating Kovalev.
Yeah, that's one of the fights where he gave us his opinion, and people were like, "What are you talking about, man? Kovalev clearly won that fight." But again, he praises the boxer. Well, anyways, we're not gonna get into that. All right, let's move on here. People in the chat. We have Dead Game Boxing saying Bomb Squad. We have H Money saying Loma King #1. I saw another comment regarding Wilder. So let's get into this Usyk news.
I'm starting to think H Money and Loma are fucking cellmates. And they're a couple now, and they've padded up with each other. They're cellmates, and they're streaming from their cells, because the love that they've got for each other is pretty bizarre and alarming. I mean, I've never heard someone talk about another man with so much positivity. I mean, what's wrong with these dudes?
Yeah, well,
Loma's king. H Money, the man of boxing, and Loma's king, the best boxing fan in the world. Get the fuck out, cringe, man.
Well, H Money said that Loma #1 is Loma King. Sorry, Loma King is the best boxing fan out there. So I don't know what that means. but just something to think about. Now, I'm tempted to invite H Money on the Hangouts because I believe that he will create the controversy that we need on this Sunday.
I agree. I mean, I'm all for that. I'm all for new
Okay.
voices, but he has to show some respect. He can't just come on here and just ramble on and then not let us respond. It's a bit like Recognise. He used a great analogy last night. It's like you want him to stick throwing combinations at us while we sit there and can't punch back, and that's my problem. If we can have a discussion and we're allowed to debunk his points, then yeah, well, this could work. But I can't just sit here and listen to him going on for 30 minutes without any response.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of as well, Stu. I'm afraid that he's gonna turn into the next. What was his name again? Low Place. You know what I mean? So I'm into debates. You can disagree. I don't give a fuck. That's the point of the show. It's called Boxing Debate Arena. I don't mind. I don't care if you disagree. But again, if you start shouting and yelling but by the way, H Money, he was on the phone line, so I'm gonna be fair. It's kind of hard to, sometimes talk with people in the Hangouts when you're on the phone line, and so I'll give him that. And he wasn't as crazy as Low Place. So I don't know. Well, let's have a vote in the chat. Let's have a vote. Who wants H Money to be a special panelist on the Hangouts?
Nah, fuck the vote. Get him on, man. Fuck the vote. Get him on, and give him a chance. And if he blows it, we just have to cut him off.
Fair enough.
We give everyone a chance. We give everyone on the chance on the BDA. And we've let some of the worst forms of human life on here, and gave them a chance. And yeah, of course they blew it. They blow everything in life. So yeah, of course they blew that chance. But let's give H Money his chance. He might surprise us.
Well, you already heard him yesterday, so if he didn't surprise you yesterday, then he probably won't surprise you today. So just letting you know. But I will take your advice into consideration.
Well, it's just a different opinion, isn't it? It's just a different opinion. As long as he lets us debate, I'm cool with it.
All right, we're gonna invite H Money. Now this will be. This is just for today. We'll see how it goes. So he's not a regular or anything like that. All right, H Money. You can join us, have a discussion. By the way, if you are just arriving to the show, we're discussing the WBO ruling where they have stated that the winner of Ruiz against Joshua will have to face Oleksandr Usyk. If they don't, then they will have to relinquish the WBO belt. All right. I think we have H Money.
Hey, how you guys doing? Is H Money? How you brothers doing?
Pretty good. Welcome to the show, H
Yes,
Money. Can you hear us okay?
I just want to start off by saying I'm coming with respect. Loma King is, like I told you guys yesterday, Loma King is the biggest fan of boxing. So, he should get some at least a little bit of respect if he's the biggest fan of this show. You know what I mean?
How do we know he's the biggest fan? We're just going.
He's here every day, sir. He's here every day supporting.
Honestly, H Money, we've got probably 30, 40 people here that are here every day. So he's one of many.
Yes, sir, but he's one of the best. Let's just say he's one of the best.
I'll take word for it. I don't know. I just know him from this show, but I'll take word for it.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. I'm happy to be a part of the show, and I'm coming with respect, and I'm here to listen. I'm not here to over talk anybody. I just want to talk about boxing. I like this show, and like I said, Loma King, he's the one that told me about this show. That's how I know about this show.
All right. Well, welcome to the show.
Glad to have you on. It's always good to have a different opinion. And like I said, this show, it does get a bit heated and it comes across as being, a bit harsh and a bit tough on you. But that's just the way we are on here. But, as long as we can debate and we can all get our say, then I'm sure it'll be okay, man.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Recognize the Matrix. Welcome to the show. Are you there?
What up?
What's up? All right, so
I got stung by a bee. No, I'm serious. I just got stung by a fucking bee.
Are you serious? Are you allergic?
Nah, it just fucking did a flyby on me.
All right.
You got probably more damage than Lobov has. With that.
Yeah, that's why I was going with that. That was a shitty fight. Oh my lord,
dreadful, absolutely.
It's supposed
dreadful.
to be a bare knuckle fight, man. It's supposed to be a street fight. This is garbage.
I'm telling you something now. I've gone to see a few bare knuckle gypsy fights in fields and in car parks. I'm telling you that they were much better than what I saw last night.
Stu, in junior high school, man, in middle school, I've seen much better bare knuckle fights than that shit.
Oh, definitely.
I've been involved in a few of them.
I've seen bitches outside a nightclub.
Yeah. Shit, when I worked as a bouncer, man, the bitches used to get down, boy. They used to just get down for this. It was way better than watching fucking Malignaggi. Whatever he was trying to win. Like, he thought this was boxing rules. That's what I thought. He thought this was boxing rules.
Well, wait. How do you? Hold on. How do you score a bare knuckle fight?
You by the person who's bringing more aggression.
And in boxing,
boxing, you can mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, there's a lot. Boxing is a very hard fight to score. Very hard sport to score because people see it so many different ways. I mean, some people like footwork. Some people like the crispness of the punches. Some people like some people like to give rounds for not being hit, but not throwing anything themselves. But because they didn't get hit, that's a round to them, sort of thing. It depends how you. But with bare knuckle, it's in the title, really, isn't it? You just get going there and you get stuck in for 10 minutes. I mean, you've only got 10 minutes. You've got to remember, in a boxing ring, 10 minutes is like 3 rounds. But in this sport, you got 10 minutes to do the job. And I just thought, I agree with Recognize. I said it earlier. Malignaggi went in there with a boxing style, and I just don't think you can start flicking out the jab and on the back foot pop shotting in a bare knuckle fight, because they've got away from boxing because they didn't want to see that anymore. They've got this sport going because they want to see blood and guts, and Malignaggi brings butterflies and candy floss.
Yeah. You see, like you gotta know the difference between a street fight and a boxing fight. Like this, there is a pretty good difference. You can use boxing when you're in a street fight. Don't get me wrong, but you got to know how to attack different. And I don't think Paulie knows anything about street fighting.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the phone calls here again, the phone line. So
H-Money, did you see the fight? What's your opinion on this fight?
Well, I felt like it was a close fight. I felt Paulie won the first 2 rounds, and then he got a little bit tired, and he did hurt his hand, and he has a history of hand injury. So I believe with the bare knuckles, he hurt his hand quicker, and he ran out of gas. And one thing about Paulie, we all know that he's a fighter that likes to use his legs. When Paulie was in his prime, he was a pure boxer with great movement. Now that he's older, he lost that movement, and that's how he was able to get beat. And I felt like just the changing of the rules in the bare knuckle boxing, where the ring generalship, they don't count that in scoring. They don't use the ring generalship, but in boxing, that's what Paulie was so good at, and he didn't get any points for his ring generalship. So I think that kind of messed him up a little bit.
Yeah, but it's spot on, because that's what Paulie went in there thinking ring generalship was enough to win rounds. And like you said, it's a different sport. You're allowed to punch in the clinch in bare knuckle, so that's another different sort of thing to boxing. I just think Paulie. I think in bare knuckle, you've got to be able to hurt people. You've got to be able to bust them up. You can't be pop shotting like that. And on the defense, on the run. I mean, I think a lot of the crowd were booing as well. I mean, just for his first fight, top of the bill, it just didn't look great for Paulie, did it?
Nah, Paulie. Look, man, Paulie's past his days of like fighting. I mean, you know, I saw videos of him fighting McGregor, and I know it's sparring, but McGregor was beating his ass. You know, and McGregor's not a boxer. He's what you want to call him a novice in boxing? Okay, maybe you can call him that. But for a guy who's not a boxer, doesn't have the look. Anybody could be a boxer, but to be a professional boxer like Paulie was, a successful one, even if he's past his prime, past his better days, for him to be getting schooled by by some guy who's never done that before, at that level, it just tells you he's done. I mean, the guy just had. Look, I take Conor McGregor, for instance, and I could see him in a street fight being successful. I see Paulie, and I see totally the opposite. I can see some kid who just swings windmills beat the shit out of him in a street fight. And what I'm trying to say is that when all you know is boxing, and then that starts going away from you, you can't do nothing else. You can't do nothing else. And that's what happened with Paulie. He doesn't know how to do anything but box.
Okay, but did you actually think that Paulie got schooled?
No. Paulie gets schooled. It's just Paulie doesn't understand fighting. You understand what I'm saying? Paulie doesn't understand fighting other than the normal instinct, which is to survive, right? Your normal instinct when you're in a fight is to survive. Now, anybody could do that. I'm talking about how to beat somebody up in a street fight. How to beat them up. He doesn't have no concept of that.
Yeah, can I say something?
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Can I say one thing?
Yes.
I just wanted to say, see, I felt like this event took a loss, though. At the end of the day, this event took a loss because Paulie Malignaggi lost this fight, and they were gonna build a McGregor versus Paulie fight next, and I believe it kind of took a hit. I wanted to see Paulie get the decision, but it didn't turn out that way. That's what I wanted to say.
All right. By the way, Dead Game Boxing, thank you for your contribution. I was about to say something. I forgot. Shit. Go ahead, Recognize.
No, I agree with that. I agree with. Go ahead. No, I spoke already. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I think the reason they gave it to Lobov as well, I mean, it just doesn't send out a good message in a new sport that they're trying to build. It just doesn't send a good message when you're letting Paulie Malignaggi come and do that and give him the win. And I think it was a message to other fighters. You got to come here and fight. And it scares a lot of the ex-boxers away from coming in and stinking the joint up and ruining the sport. So I suppose that's one good thing to come out of it.
Well, what about people who are saying that boxing got exposed?
No, rubbish. Rubbish. I mean, is Paulie Malignaggi the face of boxing now?
I don't know. That's what MMA fans are saying. That MMA fans keep saying that now.
Put Floyd Mayweather in that, Bucho. That same fight. And we know that Floyd is like, at least to me, he's a bit overhyped. But put Floyd in that same situation. He's beating the shit out of Artem, whatever his name is.
Well, how is Floyd overhyped? I don't know about that, brother.
I mean, that's just my
say
opinion.
that.
No, Ace Money.
50-0.
Here we go.
We're all entitled to our own opinion.
Okay, 50-0, bro.
Yeah, 50-0 means nothing to me.
14-time world champion. 14-time world champion. I don't want to change the subject.
That doesn't mean he's the greatest fighter ever. He's not to me.
And Wilder's the greatest fighter ever.
All right. Let's get in. We're gonna get into that.
Someone in the chat just said. Someone in the chat said, "GGG, bare knuckle." Could you imagine him in a bare?
Yeah.
Listen, what I'm trying to say.
He'd kill someone. He would. He would kill someone in a bare knuckle.
He would have killed that dude, Artem Lobov.
Oh, destruction! That would have been absolute destruction.
Floyd Mayweather, who's not a power puncher, would have beat fire out of this dude.
Well, boxing didn't take a hit because when Floyd Mayweather fought the face of the UFC, Floyd Mayweather knocked out Conor McGregor. So we cannot say that boxing took a hit because when McGregor and Floyd fought, Floyd Mayweather knocked him out.
Boxing took a hit even though Floyd won that fight. You telling me a guy that's 0-0 can come to the ring and goes 11 rounds with Floyd Mayweather? Yeah. Boxing didn't. You think boxing can stand proud after that? I was embarrassed.
He knocked him out, bro. A win is a win.
He did knock him out. Yes, he did, and he should have done. He should have done it in better fashion. Conor McGregor was doing some good work in there. And let's be real, this is a guy that's 0-0 in a boxing.
Triple G would have slept that boy in the first round.
Yeah, Floyd is not that type of fighter. He likes to take his time. But
that's a knock on him. That's a knock on him when it comes to the all-time best ever for me. That's a knock on him.
Why? I mean, I don't understand. He fought everybody, but I don't want to switch the topic to Floyd Mayweather. I just but I also seen on the post it says breaking news: Anthony Joshua versus Ruiz to face winner Usyk. Is that true? Usyk's supposed to fight the winner of that fight?
According to the WBO, yes.
That's a great topic. I'm happy you guys are speaking about this. And Usyk he's ranked #1 by the WBO. And I just want to say, Usyk, I think Deontay Wilder is the greatest fighter of all time. I'm on record saying that I think Usyk is the one to give him the toughest fight. And I'm going to let you guys take it from there.
All right. Why do you think Usyk is the one that's going to give or potentially give Wilder his toughest test?
That's a great question. And Usyk, former Olympic gold medalist. Usyk, he's a great amateur background. Usyk, undisputed cruiser champion, undisputed, just like Evander Holyfield, moving up to heavyweight. Usyk is a southpaw like Luis Ortiz, but he's 10 times better and he's younger. He will give he will give Deontay Wilder the toughest fight out of any heavyweight with his boxing ability, with his jab, his head movement, his ring generalship, and with his power. He beat Joe Joyce in the amateurs. This guy has what it takes. He has everything. Never been knocked down, Usyk. Just a great fighter, a great person. I believe he's the best heavyweight on Matchroom Boxing. He's the second best heavyweight in the world when it's all said and done, over Tyson Fury. And I think that's the potential fight, and I can't wait to watch it on DAZN with Eddie Hearn promoting it, sir.
All right.
Maybe you're right. I don't know. It's a tall task, boy. I think Usyk's going to have some problems at heavyweight, but we'll see.
What's good, John?
What's up, Johnny Boy?
Johnny Boy.
By the way, I gave these are the links that I gave already to a few panelists. I'm gonna give out more links later on, but right now I'm waiting for some phone calls, so I don't want to, populate the hangouts with like 10 people. It's gonna be crazy. So this is what we have for now in the hangouts. Johnny Boy, what's up? And what do you think about this announcement about Usyk having to face the winner of Ruiz against Joshua?
I think it's good, bro. I think it's good. He, shit. Let him fight the winner of the rematch. Proven.
Yeah, but all right. But what about does Usyk? I asked this to Stu already, but does Usyk deserve this fight, like a championship fight? He hasn't even fought at heavyweight yet. You know what I mean? He's getting ahead of Dillian White. Dillian White's not going to be even more pissed off. He's already pissed off with the WBC. Now he's going to be even more pissed off with the WBO.
Well, Deontay Wilder's not behaving like a champion. You're supposed to fight the #1 guy that's on your whatever strap you hold. He doesn't want to fight Dillian White, but if he's being managed by Eddie Hearn, then what the fuck is Eddie Hearn doing for him? What's Eddie Hearn doing for him? Like, he's not doing anything for him. This guy should be getting a title shot with one of his guys, like Andy Ruiz. He should be like the mandatory to fight the winner of Ruiz versus AJ, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So like, you can blame Deontay Wilder, and I do blame Deontay Wilder for not acting like a champion. Fight your #1 guy. He never fights his #1 guy. But at the same time, it's not all on Deontay Wilder. He does have a fucking promoter in Eddie Hearn, and Eddie Hearn's not doing nothing for him.
Did y'all watch that bullshit ass Paulie fight last night?
Yeah, we just talked about it. It was.
I just watched it this morning. Actually, I didn't watch it.
Who'd you have winning, dog?
Bare knuckle fights. It's different to score. I had it a draw, but I understand why he lost. I think he was trying to. He was in that mindset because he's been a boxer all his life that this is how you fight. This is how you score points in a bare knuckle fight, and he was wrong. And I think it's political. Yeah, they don't want him to be the face of bare knuckle boxing. Fuck out of here. This guy doesn't deserve to be that face. So All
right, Johnny Boy.
Not to change the subject.
Yeah, exactly. Just give us your quick take on it, and then we'll get back to Usyk.
No. I thought it was close, bro. I gave it to Paulie, but people were freaking the fuck out in my comments, dog. I was like, chill out, chill the fuck. He's like, oh, you're fanboying for the Italian. I'm like, no, bro, I don't like Paulie's dumbass, dog. I wish Artem would have fucking slept him, but it was a close fight, though. It is what it is.
A lot of people hate Paulie Malignaggi, so if you say that you think that he won the fight, then you're gonna get a lot of fucking hate. So that's just the way it is, man.
Yeah, I was like, Jesus Christ, you dudes are freaking the fuck out. I told y'all beforehand, I don't like neither one of them. Straight up.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we know who likes fucking Paulie. All right, let's get back to Usyk here. So we were discussing whether Usyk deserved this title shot because he hasn't even fought at heavyweight yet. Most of you agree that he does deserve this fight. What about? Did I ask you that?
Yes and no.
Go ahead.
Yes
Go
and
ahead.
no, Bucho. That's my stance on it. Like, look, I'm a huge Usyk fan. I think he could beat. Right now, I pick him to beat the winner, whoever it is.
Yeah.
Ruiz or Anthony Joshua. But come on, let's be fair, man. Dillian White's been in this position. He's been working for this. He's getting fucked on both ends. Like that's the way I. Yeah, he is. He's getting shit. He's getting double penetrated. Like you got Wilder playing WBC politics with him, and then you got Eddie Hearn. What the hell Eddie Hearn's doing? Nothing.
Well, he's trying to. Well, according to him, he's contacting the WBC to finally implement that fight. That's what I read.
You know what the WBC is going to tell him? Yeah, we'll do what we can do, and then Wilder will say, "I don't want to fight him." And then that'll be the fight.
BDA Boxing. Can I rebuttal this, man? Because I'm hearing some nonsense right now, man. It's a lot of disrespect.
Facts,
no, that's nonsense. No, let me speak. You just spoke. You speaking. You already spoke. It's my turn.
You know what? Recognize. Let him make his point.
I had no money.
Yeah, go ahead.
You hear the disrespect? That's disrespect. They told me to be on the show and be professional. Won't you do the same? Okay? No, it's my turn. I'm speaking.
Give your point.
I'm speaking, man.
Go ahead.
Listen, you just disrespect Eddie Hearn. No, don't disrespect Eddie Hearn again.
All right.
Fuck you.
Hold on. H Money, you're gonna have to calm down. All right. He did insult Eddie Hearn. So, I mean, we can't. I think you're misunderstanding here.
Fighters and promoters on here.
Yeah.
All I know is Lomachenko will put hands on Devin Haney, H Money.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Why are you getting pissed off? Because he insulted or criticized Eddie Hearn? Come on. Now, H Money, go ahead. Tell us what you disagree with. By the way, I muted you, so you can unmute yourself. You have to unmute yourself.
Oh, he said Eddie Hearn hasn't done nothing for Dillian White, but Dillian White is a millionaire. But Dillian White is the #1 contender. But Dillian White is doing pay-per-views in the UK. So what is he talking about? He needs to do his research. And then he said, no, I'm still talking. And then you said Deontay Wilder's ducking Dillian White. Dillian White, who's been knocked out before, really, who been dropped by Joseph Parker, who had a problem with Derek Chisora, but he's Deontay Wilder, who's the longest rated heavyweight champion in the world, is ducking. You don't know nothing about boxing.
All right, calm down. Hold on. Recognize. Don't do it.
You don't know shit about boxing.
Yeah, all right, you do, right?
Yeah, H Money. All right. We get your point.
Teach me about boxing, fool.
Recognize.
Dillian White. What Recognize was saying, right? Yes, he's made Dillian White a lot of money because Eddie Hearn can do that because the British boxing public are clowns, especially the casuals. Now buy anything. I mean, you could stick 2 donkeys in there and they'd pay for it. So it's not. Of course, he's made Dillian White money, but Recognize's point is, where has Eddie Hearn been when 600 days this guy's not had a title shot? And it's not just the WBC; it's the other organisations not giving him a shot either. And Eddie Hearn had 3 of them belts on his desk. He could have got Dillian White a title shot earlier, but he hasn't done. And it's only now his lover boy Joshua has took a beating. Is now he's starting to jump on Dillian White and Usyk, and I just find that a bit fucking corny, to be honest with you. I think Eddie Hearn, he's done a very good job, and that's what his job is to do, is to make fighters money. And he's good. He's one of the best in the business, of course he is. But I think he's done when it comes to getting Dillian White title shots, I think he's been very poor.
And by the way, if Wilder had a Dillian White in his record, it would be one of his biggest wins. I think it would be bigger than the Ortiz fight.
Biggest winning.
Exactly. So that's why Wilder should fight Dillian White, in my opinion. So it's whether.
But you know that Deontay Wilder ain't willing to take that risk, and all his punk ass fans know the same thing.
I agree with that.
Hey, what's up with all the cursing, man? What's up with all the cursing? I'm just saying.
Did that bother you? I wasn't
Stop cursing, man.
I wasn't.
We being professional.
I wasn't talking to you though.
Well, the show is no cursing on this show, man.
Yeah, there is cursing,
Oh no, we
man.
curse on here, mate.
Who are you, man?
Yeah.
Seriously,
I guess the turd doesn't
we
fall
are
far
on
from the
this show.
faggot's ass.
We curse
Yeah,
on
there's no
this show.
cursing. Be professional, bro.
We curse on
Alright.
this show.
All right,
His
all right.
his little cheerleaders are too afraid of Dillian White. Is that okay with you?
Dillian White, who been knocked out before. Really?
So
The guy who got dropped by Joseph Parker.
Why don't your boy
He's
get
fighting
in the
Tyson
ring?
Fury. Tyson Fury's way better than Dillian White. Are you drunk? Are you on drugs?
I know you are.
Yeah, are you on drugs?
I know
You don't know
are.
nothing.
All right.
Tyson Fury's the best heavyweight. He's the lineal champion. Tyson Fury's the person to fight.
All right, H Money. You
Are
don't have
the
to come
rookie of
down,
the
man.
year?
Oh, you're gonna go back to
Rookie
the
of the
phone
year,
lines, man.
H Money.
You're gonna go back to the phone lines. So calm down, take it easy. You have to understand people will disagree with you. It's just the way it's gonna be, man.
All the time.
Your positions are a bit extreme, I have to say. But you have the right to your opinions. But you have to understand that.
H Money, I'm gonna give you.
But I have a question. I just have one question to everybody.
All right.
On the panel right now.
Go ahead.
Who's a bigger fight for Deontay Wilder? Tyson Fury or Dillian White? The rematch with Tyson Fury on ESPN pay-per-view or Dillian White, who nobody knows in America?
I've got one for you. Who's a bigger fight for Dillian White? Deontay Wilder. Dillian White or Dominic Brazil?
Yeah.
No, you didn't answer my question. You didn't answer my question.
Listen, Dillian White deserved that shot long before Brazil. What's Brazil
You're
done?
not answering my question.
Who's a better fight? Of course, Tyson Fury's a better name than Dillian White, but that's not
Okay,
the point.
thank you. Thank you for answering. That's all I wanted to know. Thank you, sir.
Dillian White earned his shot. Dillian White has earned his shot. He's been the number one mandatory for 600 days.
Yo, let me say.
Oh no, hold on, Johnny
So I
boy,
was
Johnny
just
boy,
gonna say-
Johnny boy, hold on. We have a phone call.
Sorry.
He's gonna, I'll let you talk after, but we have a phone call, so we're gonna take it. So please remain quiet.
All right.
Because this is gonna be crazy. All right. 337, you're on the air. 337.
How's it going, family?
What's up? Who is this again? You called before, right?
Dead Game Boxing.
Ah, yes, Dead Game. What's up, Dead Game? What's on your mind?
Oh man, I wanted to talk about the Usyk, but I'll talk about anything while I'm on the phone.
Well, you can talk about Usyk. Go ahead. What do you think about this? The WBO statement that they made.
I think they just want to make sure that these belts won't get held up, and people start fighting bums and hold the belts up, and we can unify. I think Usyk and Ruiz. I think they think Usyk is gonna beat Ruiz. I think the big fight with Deontay. But I think Ruiz is gonna get by Anthony again. And it'll be a Ruiz and Usyk, and then that'll set up the big fight with Wilder, because Wilder's the number one card. Without Wilder, it's not even interesting. So Wilder's number one, and everybody else fall behind. And the Wilder and Tyson Fury, that should be good. But I think I would like to see Ortiz and Fury fight. Personally, I think a lot of people should get through Ortiz before they get to Wilder. Wilder should, work on getting to 50-0.
Now, if you're Ruiz or AJ, sorry to cut you off, but if you're Ruiz or AJ, and one of them wins, why would they fight Usyk? I know they would fight Usyk to keep that WBO belt, but why would they risk losing against Usyk when there's a big payday fighting Fury or Wilder?
Well, I mean, you would have to see if they would strip the belt, if they would fight to unify. If there was to be like, well, you can fight Usyk and keep the belt, or fight Wilder and keep the belt. But if you do anything else, you lose the belt. I think that's how it should go.
Okay. I don't know. Yeah, maybe that's a possibility. All right. What else? Anything else that's on your mind?
Man, I mean, I'm just a casual fan, man. If you want to ask a casual fan a question, I'm on the line.
Well, we were discussing Deontay Wilder. How do you think Wilder would fare against Oleksandr Usyk?
I think. I mean, I don't think anybody can stand that. I don't know, man. Usyk is a good boxer, and like your guest was saying, man, the dude, he's southpaw. He's good. I mean, dude is good, but I don't think a guy moving up from cruiserweight. And I think if Deontay Wilder is knocking out like Dominique Brazil, who has a pretty good chin, I think if he lands on him, it'll be nasty. I mean, yeah. But I mean, Usyk would have to box him. I don't think. I think it'd be a slaughter. To be honest with you. I think the only one that could possibly give Deontay a problem is Fury.
So you think Usyk is too small?
Huh?
Do you think Usyk is too small? Is that what you're saying?
I just think he's coming from cruiserweight to heavyweight, and I think if he was to be at heavyweight for about 3 years, I think it'll be a different fight. I don't think he was. I don't know if he would still win, but it'll be a different fight. If he was to beat, maybe about 6 or 7 people at heavyweight and adjust and get a little bit bigger to adjust to the body, I think he's gonna be a monster regardless. Because I hate when people talk about a 1 loss, 2 loss, 5 loss fighter and like give up on him like the end of the world. It's ridiculous.
We have to look at. We have to look at how well Michael Hunter's been doing since he's moved up. A lot of people thought Michael Hunter would really struggle because he just wouldn't be big enough. But I've actually think his size is actually helping Michael Hunter because he's actually a lot quicker than them, and he's first to the punch. And sometimes it's hard to hit these small guys because they come underneath your shots and hit you with big shots herself. And I think Hunter's adapted very well to the heavyweight division, and I think Usyk is a far better fighter than Michael Hunter. So I believe Usyk will just fall into place in the heavyweight division. The big question is with Usyk is what happens when one of these big punches does land on him, and that's All
right, hold on.
Go on.
Yeah, we're gonna take another phone call. So thank you for calling that game.
Oh, yes, sir.
All right, thank you. All right, next call. Okay, all right. Jesus, this is taking a while. We're gonna be speaking with 438. 438, you're on the line. 438, you're on the air.
It's 484, Bucho. Is that me?
Yep. Yeah, I was saying 484. What the fuck am I saying? Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, man.
Yeah, that's why I was like, what? But I want to say Usyk beats these heavyweights easier than he beat the cruiserweights. Let me explain, because I was watching all his cruiserweight fights, and his speed and explosiveness, these guys aren't going to be able to handle it. Him moving around the ring, I mean, there's no way they can keep up with him. I mean, what do you guys think about that?
I think he's going to do some serious damage when he goes up to heavyweight, bro.
I think so too. Yep.
So I got to jump off in a couple minutes. Let me just say what I was going to say real quick.
All right, go ahead.
I'm going to agree. I'm going to, because I got to get ready for work. But I see. I'm kind of on the same page with Recognize with that shit, because he does deserve it, because he's, one of the best arguably the best fighter in the world as far as I'm concerned. But in the same breath, you got the rest of these dudes who've been waiting patiently for their shot too. So it's kind of a double-edged sword, like Recognize was saying. I agree with that shit, man. To be honest with you.
Yeah, I think like Johnny Boy said, I think that Usyk is going to do a lot of damage when it comes to boxing ability. He boxes all these dudes' heads off. The only question is, can he take those big hits from the bigger guys, like Joshua, who I think at this point he'll wipe out, or Deontay Wilder, or Tyson Fury. Even Tyson Fury showed that he got power, that he can land power shots, and he could do some damage with them. So that's going to be the only question. But I think when it comes to boxing, go ahead, boss. Go ahead, man.
Usyk is already a heavyweight. Like he is built.
I know. You're right.
I mean, I wouldn't even call him a cruiserweight. I mean, he is a heavyweight.
I follow him on Instagram,
So
and
he
he's
can take
big,
the punch.
bro. He's a big dude. Yo, listen, like I'm 6'2",
Yeah.
I'm 6'2", 225. I'm saying to myself, he looks bigger than me. He looks like a bigger man than I am. I mean, at least on video, he looks like a bigger dude than I am.
Now go ahead, caller.
That's
you guys hear me?
exactly what I was saying. Is Usyk, his boxing skills? I don't think the heavyweight. I was just watching all his cruiserweight fights, even the one with Bradis. That one, people thought it was a little close, and he was honestly schooling Bradis. I mean, he was just moving around the ring, just boxing his head off, and it's just I don't see. I mean, these heavyweights are going to be even slower than those cruiserweights. Like so everything is going to be. I think he wins at heavyweight so much easier. And that's all I want to say for these people that are like, oh, he's too small, blah blah blah. He can't do. He can take a good punch, and he's going to outbox everybody. So that's just all I have to say. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for calling.
Quickly, I'm just going to say this. I agree with the caller.
Right.
The only issue I have is because I have to see it. It's just a have to see thing. How does he handle getting hit by Wilder? How does he handle getting hit by Fury? And how does he handle getting hit by Joshua? In that order, Wilder.
That was a great call. That was a great call right there. Great call. Great call.
All right. Continue, Rick.
Great call, man. That was a great. Who's the caller? We need to write his name down.
Forget his name. I always forget his name.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't fuck with you, H. Listen, man. What I was saying in that order, in that particular order that I just mentioned, Wilder being the most dangerous, Fury being the second most dangerous, and AJ, because let's face it, AJ looks like a guy who got no stamina. Like just punch him back, and he's
right.
Like you punch him back, he's crumbling.
Write that number.
So in that order, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Johnny.
No, I was just gonna say, write that number down so you can take him out to dinner, homeboy.
Yeah, that was a great call by that guy, man. He knew what he was talking about. He said, Usyk is going to be better, and I believe so. He's the second best heavyweight. I feel like he has more skills than Tyson Fury, more power, and these heavyweights won't be able to touch him. You keep talking about he getting hit. When has Usyk ever got hit? Do you watch boxing? I don't think so, man. I mean, Usyk he's one of a kind, Olympic gold medalist, and Anthony Joshua, he's through, guys. I just want everybody on the panel to know Anthony Joshua's career should be over after this rematch. I think he's already done, and Eddie Hearn can't fight for him. And Eddie Hearn and Matchroom Boxing, we got the best heavyweights in the world with Usyk, Dillian White, and Filip Hrgovic. The list goes on. Eddie Hearn has the best fighters in the world. So I just want to say that was a great call. And I'm here to talk boxing. I'm not here to be a comedian or anything. So let's just keep it boxing.
All right. What the fuck?
Cool. I agree. Listen, I don't agree with Eddie Hearn having the best. I don't think he's the best promoter. Or
yes, he is. His fighters make the most money.
I'm disagreeing with you.
His fighters make the most money.
If your criteria is money, then okay, maybe you're right. But I'm talking about making the best fights. I am right. Thank you. All right, that's all I'm agreeing with you on. In terms of making fights, I don't think he's the best. No.
Hey, guess what, brothers? I just want to say Deontay Wilder is the greatest fighter of all time. Not heavyweight. I'm saying he's the best fighter in the history of boxing. And I just want to throw that out there. Usyk is going to give him his toughest fight. So I'm so excited about this potential clash between Usyk and Deontay Wilder. They're the two best fighters in the world. And one thing I want everybody to understand right now, Usyk, he's the highest ranked heavyweight on the pound for pound list on ESPN right now. He's ranked above Anthony Joshua. He's ranked over Tyson Fury, and he's ranked over Deontay Wilder. So that should mean something. I think somebody should talk about Usyk being ranked the highest heavyweight pound for pound in the world right now.
What's that make Tyson Fury if Wilder's in the world, cuz?
Tyson Fury is the lineal heavyweight champion, and Tyson Fury is undefeated. He's the first man to beat Vladimir Klitschko. Fury's a good fighter, even though he got popped for steroids, for taking PEDs, and his cocaine habit. I mean, he's still a good fighter. I don't want to take anything from him.
Well, so did Wilder's brother. He pissed dirty all over the place. But
what does that have to do with anything? We're not discussing Wilder's brother.
What'd you score that fight, dog? Between Fury and Wilder.
I felt Deontay Wilder knocked him out in the 12th round. I counted a knockout. So, I mean, I felt Deontay Wilder won that fight. That's why we're doing the rematch, to leave no doubt. We don't leave any doubts. We don't do that. The greatest fighter of all time, he doesn't leave any doubt.
Hold up, bro. It ain't what you or I counted. It's what the ref counted, bro.
That's what the world counted. It's controversy. There's a controversy.
Nah.
The only one that agrees with you is X. You ever heard of X?
Hey, but guess what? When Mike Tyson fought Buster Douglas in Japan, and when Mike Tyson dropped Buster Douglas with an uppercut, it was a problem with that count too. Everybody said Mike Tyson knocked him. Yeah, so
beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, he was knocked out though. Don King took it to court. If you know your research, man.
Hey, cuz.
Yeah, but for nothing.
Here, you want some research, bro? 30 years later, y'all Tyson fanboys are still making excuses. Oh,
I'm a Deontay Wilder fan.
Banging hookers. Hold on.
No, I'm a Deontay Wilder fan, man.
Let me talk. He fucking. You still. He was banging hookers in Tokyo. He wasn't. He got dropped in sparring. Coming up with all these fucking.
I never said that, man.
That ain't Buster.
I never said that, buddy.
Fault, bro. That ain't Buster Douglas's fault, dog.
I never said that, man. You don't know what you're talking about.
It's just like it's not Andy Ruiz's fault.
I'm talking about.
You don't know shit, man. Hey, let's continue with the next thing because you don't know what you're talking about, man.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah. Listen, man. Look, that count is meaningless because he got up and beat the shit out of Mike Tyson, bro.
But I'm just saying, in the history of boxing, this happened before. When it was a long count. It's history. Thank you.
But what
hey,
I'm
recognize.
To you,
Recognize.
Go ahead, Gonzalo.
I just watched. Remember Librado Andrade against Lucien Butte.
Yes,
that was a 22-second count, and it was in the 12th round. That was a badass fight.
Yeah, but you see, that wasn't
controversy, man.
That wasn't the case with Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, bro. That's not the case at all. Okay, the most you could say is maybe he got up at 10, but no way did he get that it was a pointless is what I'm trying to say. Like, look, you could have, you think Deontay Wilder is the best heavyweight of the world? You think he's the greatest fighter ever? I don't think there'll be many people that agree with you outside of Wilder fans, but that's your opinion. My opinion is he lost already. I've seen him lose. I've seen him lose a boxing fight.
Yeah.
Why he doesn't have a loss on his record? Why?
No, but in your opinion, he not. But why doesn't Tyson Fury have a loss on his record? In your opinion, you thought he knocked him out.
Yes,
right?
I did. Yes, sir.
What I'm saying, man, stop making points that are too easy to counter. Like you.
I'm not. That's why it's a rematch. That's why we're doing a rematch.
Right. And I
so what do you think is going to happen in the rematch?
Let me tell you.
I think I'm not. I don't hold a crystal ball. So this is my opinion. My opinion is that Tyson Fury picks up where he left off and beats him easy. That's my opinion.
H Money.
H Money. If he doesn't get caught. If he doesn't get caught, H Money, he wins that fight easy.
Everybody gets caught, man. He's the greatest fighter ever.
I'm talking about
everybody gets caught.
Caught with a big shot.
He catches everybody with the right hand. He's the greatest fighter ever. He's going to break Mayweather's record. 50-0. Deontay Wilder breaks his record. He goes down as the greatest heavyweight and the greatest fighter ever.
Wilder.
All right.
Hey, H Money. With all due respect, I just gotta say, hey, why you are like all up his nuts? like that.
I don't know what that means, man. I'm here to talk boxing.
Like you idolize this guy, like
I'm here to talk boxing. I'm a professional. I'm a professional.
He's asking why you swinging from the tip of Wilder's dick, homeboy.
I don't understand what you guys are talking about. He has the most power ever. Everybody he fights hit the canvas. Let's talk about boxing and stop being silly. Because you sound foolish.
Fool. He's got
sound
good
foolish.
power. He's got good
The greatest power, the most
All right,
power
hold on.
ever.
H
The
money.
most power ever.
H money. We
All
get the point.
right. He's got great power, and he's got 39 knockouts out of 40 fights. What else do you want to like make a point about that? You made your point.
How long are you gonna?
There's other things that he's got to. Yeah.
How long are you gonna super glue your mouth around that man's dick? Is what the real question is.
That ain't talking boxing. That's just fucking idolizing and harping over one fact that we know that he does have power, that he's a one-dimensional fighter, but that dimension is very good.
H Money, I'm curious, H Money. How do you measure?
He's
power?
undefeated. What happened to Anthony Joshua? You fanboy? Let's talk about him, you fanboy.
No, Anthony Joshua.
He got knocked out by a bum. He got knocked out by a bum. He got knocked out by Butterbean.
H Money.
He got knocked out by Butterbean.
H Money. If you knew anything about this show, you would know Gonzalo picked Andy Ruiz to come out.
Hey man, we
fight.
talking about Anthony Joshua getting knocked out, buddy.
We're
That's what I'm talking about.
We're talking about Andy Ruiz.
H money. Check it out. Check it out.
He got knocked out by a bum.
H money.
Deontay Wilder is undefeated. Yeah, we still undefeated, like me. Because I'm the best like Wilder. I'm the best caller like Wilder. I'm the best on the panel like Wilder.
Yo, I know you don't be smoking weed only. You be smoking that wet too.
Yeah, all right, hold on, guys. All right, hold on. We're gonna have to stop the insults, the ad hominem attacks. I know H Money's point of view is a bit extreme, and H Money, you have to understand that most of us see this point of view from yours as extreme. So, but we're gonna have to stop with the insults, all right, guys? And let's just stick to boxing talk here, okay? Thank you.
All right, can I ask H Money a question? How do you measure? And listen, what if it's your opinion? I respect it. I'm gonna say I respect it, even if I disagree. How do you measure power? Because you keep saying that Wilder's the hardest hitter ever. How do you measure a person's power?
Yeah, go ahead.
Answer the question, man. I'm saying. Everybody he ever fought hit the canvas. Do you know what you're saying, man? Everybody he hit the canvas or been knocked out. Tyson Fury should have been knocked out. He knocked out Thurman. He knocked out Dominic Brazil. One punch knockout. You know what I mean? He's sending people to the hospital. I mean, he made a man have a seizure. He had a seizure. The man almost died in the ring.
All right. Fair enough. I get your point. I get your point. Now, I'm going to repeat H Money's point. He says he's knocked everyone out. All right. Now, who wants to respond to this? He's knocked everyone out.
He hasn't. He hasn't knocked out everyone, and he's wrong about that. He didn't knock out Thurman in the first fight. He didn't knock out Tyson Fury.
Good point.
So why is he saying that he knocked out everybody? Now, look. He measures power because he's knocked out.
He did knock out Thurman second fight, man. What are you talking about?
The first fight.
You gotta listen. H Money, you gotta listen. That's the problem. You're not listening. I said he didn't knock out Thurman in the first fight. He didn't knock out Tyson Fury. So you're wrong. He hasn't knocked out everyone, like you said.
Yeah, he did knock out Thurman, man. In the second fight, the second fight. I said everybody he fought, he knocked him out. They fought 2 times. He knocked him out the second time. Tyson Fury, he knocked him out in the 12th round. Dude, count again. If you know boxing, count again.
All right. H Money. Hold on.
He's got great power.
Did he knock out in the chat? Precisely saying, and it's true. Did he knock out Duapa or Duhapas? Whatever his name is.
They stopped it. They stopped the fight. He didn't
drop
him.
Recognize. Are you saying that he didn't go down? Is that what you're saying?
Did he?
No.
Did Dupas go down? No.
He didn't go down.
This guy is. Look, I respectfully disagree with your opinion. That's all that is. Okay. I don't think you bring any valid points. Is what I'm trying to say. Okay. I think that what you're saying is you're just looking at the record. He's fought bums. He's fought bums that he knocked out. Okay, that's my opinion. Anybody on the people that he knocked out were all suspect. Okay, they all had something suspect about them. That's not his fault entirely, but he could have fought better fighters. I want to see him do that to Dillian White, who I actually think he
What
could
about
do that
Tyson Fury? Tyson Fury's better than Dillian White.
Listen,
wait, hold on.
What about Luis Ortiz?
Hold on.
Chris Arreola, he didn't knock him out either.
Yeah, yes, he did knock him out. Do you know boxing?
All right, hold on. H Money.
Knocked out cold.
H Money. Did Duhapa go down?
Who?
Duhapas.
You even know who that is?
He stopped him. He stopped him. All I know, it went on his record.
So he didn't go down. He didn't get knocked out.
Yeah, but he stopped him.
The ref just waved it off. The ref just waved it off.
It doesn't matter. It goes
okay,
on the stats.
all right.
What does the stats say?
Bucho,
what does the stats say? Stop cutting me off, man. Stop cutting. What does the stats say?
Can I counter this guy? You got to give everybody an opportunity to talk H Money. No. Who are you to just say, hey, stop fucking this and that? You got to listen to him, man. This is a debate. I want to answer your question respectfully. Just fucking listen also. Don't take it personal. Look, hey, you say it doesn't matter. Okay, yeah, he got a technical knockout against Duhapas. Okay, but if it doesn't matter for that, you also got to recognize that it was the referee's discretion. It's not a long count. He just counted the 9, and he decided to award, Fury. He didn't give Wilder the knockout. He got to his feet and he finished the fight. So he actually got he tied when he should have got a victory.
Himself a long count.
But why you want to argue other points? And it doesn't fucking matter. So if you want to stick to the facts, didn't the guy that was refereeing the fight and the judge award?
Did he win the fight? Did
he got a tie? He got a tie, homie.
Did he get the WBC belt?
Okay,
no.
So what's your point?
Yes, that's my point. And the point is a lot of hatred to Deontay Wilder.
There's no hatred.
Because he's black.
He got a fucking tie.
African American. No, let's
so
talk
who cares
about him.
if he's African American?
He's black. That's why people hate him. It's
right. So hold on. H Money, you cannot use that argument because I could easily say that you just love him because you're an African American. All right, and so you're.
How do you know I'm African American? How do you know that I'm African American?
You look Dominican, but whatever the case.
Yeah, whatever.
But
you have some African descent.
I'm just a human. I'm a human being.
Well, yeah, everybody. Yeah.
So why you gotta be? So why you gotta be calling? Why you gotta be calling Andy Ruiz a bum?
No, not only that. To call someone a racist.
Why you gotta be calling Andy Ruiz a bum? Because the guy's fat. He's got 110 fights, and it's an amateur. Only lost 5, and only lost one fight against.
Till this day, because he's a black man. Till this day,
that ain't got shit to do with that, man.
Till this day, yes.
All right. Hold on. Hey, let's calm down. Let's not pull the race card here. That doesn't work over here. He has no power. All right.
He's trolling.
I don't know, man. Listen, that's what I talked to BDA yesterday. BDA and I were talking after the show. We were like, is this guy a troll? Man, I don't know, man. No. There's multiple possibilities here, but we're not gonna get into that. All right. Let's drop the race card. Let's continue with H Money's arguments as to why Deontay Wilder is the best, and not only the best right now, but the best of all time. So he said he's knocked out everyone. All right. Is there anything else you want to add to this argument, H Money, about Wilder being the best?
Yeah, undefeated, being 40-0. He's on his way to break Floyd Mayweather's record, 50-0. Break Rocky Marciano's record. Floyd Mayweather fought McGregor his last fight. Shouldn't count. Deontay Wilder is going to hold the record. Once he does that, he knocks out everybody. The longest reigning heavyweight champion in the world. The most power of all time. Not just great power, but the most power. He's the best fighter ever. Write it down to let everybody know. I said he's the best ever. Guess what? George Foreman said Deontay Wilder had more power than him. And everybody always said Foreman has the most power ever. Foreman this, Foreman that. But he says Deontay Wilder has more power than him. And everybody just forget about it because he's a black man. I mean, this is pathetic, man. I'm not saying I'm an African American. I'm just a human being. I try to be a good person. And I know he's trying to be a good person. because he's fighting for a cause.
All right.
And you guys don't forget, 400 years till this day.
All right.
Still
I
fighting.
get the point. We get the all right. H money. We get the point. Now you gotta understand that we're not criticizing him because he's African American. We're criticizing him because we're objective, and well, I think most of us here understand, the basics of boxing, and how boxers are evaluated. And he does, and Wilder, although he has a lot of power, he still has not convinced us because of multiple reasons. One of them is that he hasn't fought anybody. I mean, he fought Ortiz and he fought Fury. And that's it, man. And you can even make an argument that Ortiz wasn't one of the best heavyweights at the time. So that's what we're arguing here. So anybody else wants to challenge H Money on his what he's been saying? He's basically, I'm gonna recap here. He said Wilder has knocked everyone. He's undefeated,
right? Which is
50-0, best ever. That's all I wrote.
All right. So, okay, let's go with he's knocked out everybody. That's not true. So we can already debunk that, right? That's a debunkable opinion of his or statement, whatever, right?
Okay.
So that's one. Number two, I don't know how you measure power, right? All he's really knocked out was bums when it came to fighting top-notch competition like Fury. He lost, in my opinion. So that's one. He doesn't have a resume like Lennox Lewis, who knocked out guys who had top names, okay, who were top contenders, right? So he knocked out those guys. Just using Lennox Lewis as an example, so right there, I think that he has more proof that he has more power than Deontay Wilder does, right? That's just my opinion, H Money. Just calm down, okay? So. Not to say that Wilder can't be the best of right now, but so far he hasn't shown that. And when it comes to 49-0 breaking the record, I hate to tell you, he's already in and behind the eight ball, because technically he's got a draw on his record, so it doesn't. So even if he gets to 49-0,
that's not a loss, man. Oh my God, this guy's a hater.
All right, hold on. H Money.
Let me get my point.
Okay, go ahead, because go ahead.
Rocky Marciano did it in 49 fights to get to 49.
Who did he fight? Name one fighter he fought. Who did he fight?
Oh, do you mean like Joe Louis?
Who did he fight?
You mean like Joe Louis? You mean like
but see, that's the thing. It's the same thing as
Jersey Joe Walcott. You mean guys like that?
Nobody knows them, man. You don't know them. Let me speak.
You don't know them.
Let me rebuttal, man.
You don't know them because you don't know boxing.
All right, hold on, guys.
How old are you?
You know who Archie Moore is?
All right, hold on. H Money, you're gonna have.
He's got 18.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, probably. Okay, wait, hold on. H Money, hold on to your rebuttal. You have the right to. Can I speak, man? You have the right to rebuttal, all right? But I'm just gonna take a phone call, all right? This guy has been waiting for a while. 337, you're on the air. 337. H Money, what? Yeah, go ahead, talk to him.
I have a question for H Money. H Money, you there, brother?
H Money. Yeah, he's there. Go ahead.
You got a question? What's the question?
Hey, man, look. My question is, I want you to break something down for me. Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury was on dope. Tyson Fury was a mental case. He lost all that weight. He come to America, and now he's the darling. Can you explain to these guys the Great White Hope effect?
Man,
Jerry Cooney.
Great call. That's a great call.
All right.
Man, I'm so happy you called in. All
right, great point. Great point. Hold on. Anything else you want to say before we get into this question?
Because he's a white man. Because he's a
Can
white
I get
man.
in
I'm here to break it down.
No, hold on.
1 second, Stu.
Hold on.
I was just gonna say, motherfucker, I'm still.
All right, Johnny Boy, what the fuck, man? Hold on. I asked Johnny Boy, calm the fuck down. All right, caller, do you want us to answer this question? Is that because I'm gonna hang up now? So anything else?
Well, yeah, man. Look, man, I want a Johnny Boy losing his marbles, but look, check this out. I said that because you guys don't understand America, bro. I'm the guy who called in last week and told you guys some of the stuff you guys say is racist.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Listen, man. Y'all have to understand America. Deontay Wilder is the greatest of all times, man. And because he's a black man who's not afraid to say what he has to say, you see the hate. Dude, this guy, you looking at greatness before your eyes and you still won't even accept it.
All right.
It's money. I know
Great call, man. Great call. Great call. He's right because he's a black man. Preach on, brother. Preach on, brother.
All right. Caller, thank you for calling. By the way, I think you said. Hold on. I think. Caller, thank you for calling. And I think you were the one who said that Ruiz was going. No, sorry, that Schwartz was going to upset Tyson Fury. No.
Well, I said you. All right. You guys have to understand something. In America, we have to play certain mind games with you guys. If I'm going to go out there and say Schwartz is a bum, it's going to make Tyson Fury look bad. I'm not a racist. I like Tyson Fury, to be honest with you, but I like things to be on the front street.
Yeah.
The facts are the facts. Tyson Fury is a white man who was on that dope, and he come over here and now everybody love him.
Okay.
And I could explain it to you, but I'm gonna let X Money explain it.
I want to get in Gonzalo.
Yeah. All right, hold on.
Deontay Wilder would have been on cocaine. You would have said he's evil. He a terrorist.
All right. Well, thank you for calling. We're gonna get Stu.
What I was saying, what I was saying was.
Yes. Go ahead.
What
Quickly.
I was saying was when Deontay Wilder smashed his brains in, it's gonna look better that I said he beat somebody halfway decent. I was bigging up Tom Schwartz. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say you know why now. So y'all can let me go. Tyson Fury, I like Tyson, but he's the great white hope now. And H Money is gonna explain to you the great white hope effect.
All right.
America.
Okay, thank you for calling and call again next time. Thank you. All right. Stu.
I told you guys. I told everybody, man. I told you.
Hold on, H Money. I said that Stu was gonna go next, so hold on. You're gonna get your turn. Stu, go ahead.
Yeah, my problem with this Wilder getting hate and Wilder getting robbed because he's a black man and against Fury and so on and so on. I mean, I've never seen a guy that's had so many privileges in boxing. Barely head tested in all his career, allowed to cherry pick bums, allowed to avoid his mandatories. Allowed to get away with saying some stuff that would get other fighters banned. You know, fucking Tyson Fury, look at the shit he got for saying something about homosexuals and stuff. But Wilder can talk about bodying people in the ring in front of their kids and all sorts, and not a word said to him. I mean, this guy's privilege after privilege. So I think your argument is just ridiculous. You show me where Wilder has not had a fair shake. And I'll agree with you, but you won't be able to show me. That's the problem.
Hold up, H Money. Hold up. Here. Now, let me say this. What I don't like, because I ain't no fucking racist, but what I don't like about Wilder.
Man, you lying, man. The fan just said it. He just called in. The caller just said it. He said it. You saying I'm lying, but the caller just said what I said. He agreed with me. I'm talking. No, it's my turn, man. It's my turn. He said.
Now hold on, H Money. Let Johnny Boy's gonna finish his point, then you can jump in. All right, and H Money, please calm down a bit. All right, Johnny Boy, go ahead.
Yeah, go get some pussy and calm down. But anyways, here, bro, listen. The reason I don't like Wilder is because he says a lot of stupid shit.
Keep it boxing, bro. Keep it boxing on this channel, man.
Shut your stupid ass up and let me.
All right, Johnny Boy, ignore that. Just make your point, man. Come on.
Okay. Yeah. But bro, the reason I don't like him is just because he's a fucking Academy Award winning actor, and he's talking about running around here talking about killing somebody when that shit ain't cool, bro. And if he ever was about something like that, he'd know that himself, but he ain't. And the other thing is this. His resume shit, and y'all are fucking kissing this man's feet like he's a god, bro. And he ain't shit. Fury beat him, the real WBC heavyweight champion of the world. And that's it, bro. And the reason I don't like him is because of guys like you, bro, fanboying for him.
All right, go ahead.
Can I please speak?
Yes.
Sir, the caller asked me a question. I wasn't even able to answer the question. He agreed with me. He was on my side. The whole time everybody saying, "Oh, H Money's wrong," but the callers are with me. Do you understand? The fans are with me. And Tyson, he was right. Tyson Fury, a white man on cocaine, taking steroids, and nobody say nothing. He comes to America, he's the biggest star. While the heavyweight champion, the longest reigning champion, the American champion, you guys won't even praise him because he's a black man. And this is what we have to deal with in America. And this is pathetic. Because the fans just said he's the greatest, and everybody just act like he didn't say it. Everybody knows he's the greatest. He's the people's champion. Tyson Fury, a cocaine crackhead, and you praising him because he's white. You are a racist. You are a racist.
All right. Are you done?
So you're a racist for praising Wilder because he's black?
And he wants to kill
you
somebody.
saying Wilder because he said he wanted to kill somebody in the ring. Last time I checked that, you can do that in boxing. Last time I checked, a lot of fighters died in the ring. You know, I'm talking. It's my turn.
Yeah,
man.
you're in a lot of
It's my
talking.
turn. A lot of fighters, a lot of fighters died in the ring. You never talking.
All right. H Money, you can't ramble on, man. You gotta let other people talk, man. And you need to calm down. All right. Oh, we get your point. We get your point, H Money. Stu, go ahead.
No, it's just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, some of the comments he's making. No one hates Deontay Wilder because of the colour of his skin. I hate him because he's a piece of shit and a low-life one at that. You've only got to look at his scummy brother to see the genes he comes from. Just a god-awful man, and his fans are even worse. And the day that guy gets sparked out on the canvas and you lot go running to the caves, you fuck up, the better. Let's just say that. So this is why I don't like Deontay Wilder, because people like H Money and other clowns that call this guy the best ever, that just turn a blind eye to all the disgusting things he does. And let's be real, I just don't like the man. And like I said, Tyson Fury schooled him on cocaine and on fucking English fry-ups. I mean, say no more.
All right.
This is Tyson Fury, but Tyson Fury schooled his ass. He's a crackhead. This dude is so easy to debunk, man. He's like, damn. I know he's trolling. I don't even know if he really believes all this stuff, but let's just hold him at his word. He's a crackhead. He's a bum. We love him because of that, but he still beat Deontay.
Yeah, you can't like anybody else but Wilder. I mean, even the callers, saying, "Oh, we don't understand Americans." I'm American. I mean, I was born in the United States. I'm an Army veteran. I'm from Mexican descent.
With you guys. Nobody agree with you guys, man.
No, this is just one caller that agreed with you, man. There's just one caller. Look, you're blaming the white man Fury, but then you're also calling the Mexican guy a bum when you know nothing about him, and only Wilder is like the greatest to you. Which that makes a little bit of sense that you can fanboy for somebody that's like you, and that the guy's got good power, but you can't make more valid arguments than those that you just made. We talk about who did Marciano fight. There was this guy named Archie Moore that has more knockouts than most fighters alive, any fighter alive has today in total. And that guy was actually a great fighter, Archie Moore.
Yeah, but about 200 knockouts. I mean, Rocky. It's different eras. Rocky Marciano and but you got to have respect. You can't call Rocky Marciano a fucking bum and then dismantle his resume when it's far better than Deontay Wilder's. And let's be real, the only two names Wilder's fought, one he had to fucking cheat and get an extra rest to stop because he was all over the place. He's on bamboo legs, and the other one. He got schooled and had to rob the guy to get a draw. So, I mean, this is the guy you're calling the best ever. Like I said, don't even put him in the same category as a Lennox Lewis. And even, like I said, even the greats, the Joe Lewises and people like that, the Larry Holmes. No way is he that sort of level.
All right, hold on. Guys, you're gonna have to hold on. First of all, there's a phone call, so we're gonna take priority over here with the phone calls. So. 646, you're on the air. 646.
Yeah, what's up? This is Matt from the Bronx. I'm kind of curious. I hear the UK fella. I assume that's where his accent is from. I heard him saying that Deontay Wilder is a scummy person and his brother's a scummy person, and that's why he doesn't like him. And look at all the scummy things that he's done and all this other stuff. I'm curious, what's the list of offenses that Wilder has done that makes him such a scummy person?
Go ahead, Stu.
I think Stu was.
Can you repeat, because it's very low and I didn't hear a word he said.
I'll repeat.
What makes Wilder a scummy person in your opinion?
Yeah,
fucking hell! I mean, I've got eyes and they work.
Of Wilder and his brother, that he's done that makes him such a
listen, I'm not going to get into it on here because I've already done a video. You only have to go to the BDA channel. You'll see my videos on them too, and you'll know why I dislike them. And it's nothing to do with the colour of their skin, because I've got there's a lot of black fighters in America that I do like, and I will be getting behind, but just not them two. They're not the sort of people that I like, and I never will like. And I think he's had an easy ride in boxing, let's just say.
We're talking specifically. You said he did specific things that are scummy that him and his brother has done, and they're scum of the earth. They're bad people. So I'm just curious, what are the list of things that he's done? I didn't mention skin color. I just want you to back up your points with actual facts.
All right, specific points he asks to. Specific.
Why we don't like, or I don't like Wilder?
Well, he's talking to Stu.
I can answer that quickly. I mean, he beat up a man with a bunch of boys in front of his kids, in front of that man and his kids. That's one.
Let me address that one, because he's pointing at me, recognised. So I just want to address this. For a start, these are two lads that had to have 20 people around him to beat up Dominic Brazil and his wife and their two kids or whatever. I mean, go and watch the video of Marcellus Wilder getting in Tony Bellew's face, acting a complete fucking clown in the UK, and look at the way he was in the Tyson Fury weigh-in, where he had to get slapped up by the Fury camp to put him in order, and he went and hid behind Big Brother because he's not really about that life. The fact that he took steroids and cheated, the fact that he gobbed off and talked about beating Tony Bellew that got knocked out by some bomb in his second fight. I mean, do you want me to carry on? As for Deontay Wilder, talks about bodying people in front of your kids, everything else. The man's a piece of shit.
Who are you saying took steroids?
Marcellus Wilder got busted for steroids. Go and do the research, bro. He got busted. Just the only difference between Deontay Wilder has a backing, so he can avoid his steroid test.
Are you referring to his fight that was in Texas? Are you referring to his fight that was in Texas recently?
I'm struggling to hear him. Can someone repeat the question for me?
The Texas fight where he tested positive.
Are you referring to the fight that was in Texas?
I'm referring to the fight that he got busted in.
No, he didn't.
You tell me which one it was, because he was juicing in all of them. I'm not sure which one it was.
No, he wasn't.
He's a juice head. Is what we're saying.
He's got a big mouth and he can't fight. Can he prove that? Because he lost.
No. If you would do your research on it and you would consult the Texas Athletic Commission, you would know that he did not test positive for PEDs. He tested positive for recreational drugs, not for performance-enhancing drugs. So for you to say that he was on steroids is actually an irresponsible thing for you to say, because he tested positive for recreational drugs.
You want to fucking go and see the media that reported that then. Go and see the media, because I'm not going to sit there and do research on Marcellus Wilder, because he's not that important to me, not relevant enough. So I'm just telling what I've seen. I see he busted heads, and then take them up on that. Obviously, if he's doing, I don't care about their recreational drugs. I know he's a steroid user anyway. Just look at this. Is this guy going to let me fucking talk?
No, there's no I know. Use the facts. Because according to you, you don't like these people because of certain things. And for you to say that the kid used steroids when he tested positive for recreational drugs, not for steroids, not only is that inaccurate, it's irresponsible for you to say. He did not test positive for performance-enhancing drugs. All you have to do is consult the Texas State Athletic Commission.
If that's the case, then
test positive for performance-enhancing drugs.
If that's the case, I'm wrong. If that is the case, no discussion there, is there?
All right.
If that's the case, I'm wrong. But I'm just going by I'm just going by the titles I've read. Blame it on the press. They're the ones that called him out. That all the channels were saying. Like I said, Marcellus Wild is relevant to me, so I didn't really look it up. But he's on peds anyway. You got to look at the. Just go and look at the shape he's in. He's on peds, and whether he's been caught yet or not, I don't care. He's on peds, just like his brother is.
You cannot name one.
So yeah, I apologise if I got the title wrong.
That he tested positive for PEDs. You cannot say that. YouTube is not the press. Facebook groups is not the press. You cannot name one reputable news source that claimed he tested positive for PEDs. He did not test positive for PEDs. That's an inaccurate statement. If you to go just saying it all cavalierly, and then when you're called out on it, just say, "Well, I don't care about him." What are you sure?
Right? Yeah.
Care enough to accuse him incorrectly of using steroids.
Okay, you've got me. You've got me on that one point. Are you going to bring that 1 point up till you win or something? Is that 1 point going to be the only? All right. What about the rest of the points I made? They were facts. What about the other? All right, I got one wrong. But what about the other fact? All right, and then still he's taking drugs as well. You know, in the day, if he wants to be a good fighter, taking drugs is not the way to go about it. So yeah, he's a piece of shit doing that as well. But I don't care about that. All the other things I said were facts. Yeah, you got me on one thing, but are you going to keep throwing that in my face?
Let's talk facts. Let's talk about the Brazil situation. What did the court say in the Brazil situation? Because you're saying that they jumped Brazil in front of his children. What did the court say? Because this actually went to court. What did the court say in this situation?
Do you believe in the American judicial system?
Do you believe in the American judicial system?
Do you think it's Do you think it's do you disagree with it? Do you think that they always make the right decisions, or what do you think about it?
Nothing in life is 100%. So you can't always say that they always make the right decisions or they always make the wrong decisions. I look at things on a case-by-case basis. I'm never 100% for or 100% against anything. That just doesn't make any sense to be that way.
All right, so let's not talk about the American judicial system. But anyways, listen, we're gonna have to move on here. So thank you for calling, man.
You can't say that he jumped the guy. Okay, well, move on. Move on with facts, though. Don't move on with conjecture and feelings.
I don't like him because he's a homosexual. I don't like Wilder because he's a homosexual.
Wait, hold on.
Yo, call it. I don't like Wilder because he's a homosexual.
By the way, BDA loves homosexuals. We're gonna get banned now. God damn it.
That's my
you can put casuals, but when somebody that
shit.
that this is what we have to absolutely think of him. That's why I don't like it, because it's gonna have to come a point in time where he is gonna have to start fighting people.
Can I ask a question? Is the caller still on the line?
I don't know.
Is the caller still on, Bucho?
I think we lost the connection here because everything.
I was just gonna say the reason I don't like him is because he's a homosexual. He's teaching homosexual ethics, for lack of a better word. So I don't appreciate him for that. But go ahead.
Because he said he didn't test for a PED, but what did he test positive for? Because they didn't reveal what the substance was. So
he's claiming it was marijuana that he got busted for.
Yeah, but where does he know this from? It doesn't, like, the report. I looked on one article online and the report had the drug blacked out. It wouldn't tell you what it was. So just because somebody says it was marijuana, then
right.
And would they have honestly overturned his fight to a no contest for testing positive 3 days after the fight for marijuana?
No,
that doesn't make any sense.
Great point, precise. I think it's
that doesn't make any sense, man. I think
any fucking sense at all. You don't get a win or a fight off your record for a bit of cannabis. It doesn't happen, man.
And after the fight, it's not like they caught him, in the dressing room or something.
Right. That during the fight, like a test.
No. Yeah. He got caught up with some hardcore drugs, probably.
some strong PEDs, and now they're just doing damage control. Like, what is the drug? Where's the proof?
Do you reckon the cannabis he tried to mask? Because he's that stupid. He tried to probably mask it with a bit of cannabis.
Which some people do. Some people try to do that. They'd rather get busted for that, in other words.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't understand. Like, if Stu doesn't like Wilder, that's Stu's opinion. For whatever reason, he doesn't like him. That's why he doesn't like him. Like, I don't understand these people coming on and defending these strange men to the death, like they want to have their baby or something. Like, it's just a little disgusting to me. If Stu's saying, look, let me just finish. If Stu is saying something that's just untrue about the guy, right? Okay, fine, he made a mistake maybe, or it's unclear if it was a PED or not. But it's just something he doesn't like about the guy. Like, we have the right to like or dislike whatever the hell it is we like or dislike. It's not like he's saying he murdered somebody when he didn't. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, Wilder, it's Stu's subjective opinion. If somebody disagrees with that, that's fine. I just don't understand the desire to want to change somebody else's opinion about another man's character. It's just like bitch tendencies, basically. It's weird to me, man.
All right, guys.
The more they do it, the more
Can
I
I
hate
say-
the guy. So they're actually making me hate him more.
Yeah, I know. All right, hold on, guys. 646, you're on the line. Were you the one calling before?
Yeah, I was the one calling before.
Okay.
The phone lines actually went dead.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, okay.
I'm not gonna start.
Hey, can I finish my point with him real quick,
Bucho?
I just want to say that the reason I don't like Wilder is because he's a homosexual. But go ahead.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Oh, no.
I was going to say that the reason why I don't like Wilder is because he's a homosexual. But go ahead.
Yeah, but who cares about that? Well, I'm not going to judge.
I do. I'm saying it's my personal opinion, bro. It's my personal opinion. I don't like him because he's gay.
That's like, honestly, it doesn't matter which boxer you like or dislike. Just don't put false information out there saying that his brother tested positive for PEDs when he didn't. Who cares who you like? This is boxing. You root for who you want to root for. But you don't have the right to put out false information and pass it off as fact, and then want to consider yourself some type of reputable source. It just doesn't work like that.
By the way, we don't hate gay people here. That's just the opinion of somebody that we don't know.
That's fine. That's fine.
No, but
that's fine. Like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean,
All
that's
right.
just my opinion. I'm just trying to say that everybody has a different reason. My reasoning for not liking him is because, look, I'm kidding when I say he's gay, but he's a weirdo. I don't like him basically because he's a weirdo. That's all.
Yeah, the point Precise was making.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Well, there's nothing wrong in not liking a
No,
guy.
there's nothing wrong with that for you, right? Like you saying being a weirdo. I'm saying for me personally, I don't like weirdos.
All right, hold on. But Matt,
Hang on a bit, Butcho. I want you to address what Precise said about the steroids, because he thought he got one on me there, and I think I've actually, when you just thought I was just about knocked out, Precise gives me a bit of fucking Panama Lewis juice, and I'm back. So let's address that situation. That why was the fight classed as a non-contest if it was cannabis?
Why? Because recreational drugs are illegal. That's why. It's illegal at the federal level. The same reason why Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. was suspended for testing positive for marijuana, because it's illegal. That's not even a valid question. What kind of question is that? Why did David Benavidez get suspended for testing positive for cocaine, even though it's not a PED?
No, but I'm on about making a fight a non-contest, bro. There's a difference. There's a difference. This fight was a non-contest, and for that is not recreational drugs. That is some sort of ped.
You cannot test positive for recreational drugs. They don't say, well, it wasn't a PED, so it's okay. No, that's not the way it works. You can't cite me one time where a fighter tested positive for recreational drugs, and then the original fight still stood as it was when he won. That just doesn't happen. Whether it's recreational or performance enhancing, you cannot test positive for illegal drugs.
De La Hoya Mosley too. What happened in De La Hoya Mosley too?
What do you mean what happened in De La Hoya Mosley too?
Mosley tested positive, no?
Test positive for anything. No.
No?
What happened was Mosley's name came up. No, he didn't. What happened was his name came up on the Balco list for receiving EPO. He never actually tested positive for it. They did not detect it. It was undetectable at the time. His name came up on the list that so many athletes came up on for receiving what was called the cream and the clear from Balco Labs. He never actually tested positive. They didn't detect it.
Fair enough. I don't know shit about that.
Like, Precise, do you want to get in on this?
Yeah, sure. So what did he test color? What did he test positive for?
Are you talking about Wilder's brother?
Yeah, what did they pop him with?
He tested positive for amphetamines.
Amphetamine?
Yeah, crystal meth.
Yeah, that's a far
That's a
difference from
PED.
marijuana. That's a PED, bro.
Amphetamine is a PED. It's speed.
Okay. Now, if you're telling me,
That's why.
that
Look. Let me just say
you
something.
confused us. You confused. Go ahead, Precise.
Let me just say something. A PED could be considered a recreational drug. A recreational drug could be considered a PED. The reason why the Texas Commission probably annulled the fight, basically called it a no contest, is because they determined that it gave them a performance boost in the fight. It was their opinion.
That's not true.
You honestly believe if a dude tests positive for marijuana? Let me finish. If a dude tests positive for marijuana, they're gonna call the fight a no contest?
On their website. Yes, they are. They did the same thing with Chavez. Go on their website. They have a website.
Not suspended. Call the fight a no contest.
Right, they suspended Chavez. I don't think they called it a no contest.
Look, amphetamine is speed. Yeah, it's a performance-enhancing drug. So and it's a recreational drug. So yeah, he failed a drug test. He used the PED.
Go on their website.
You said it was speed, right?
Go on their website. They actually, the Texas State Athletic Commission lists every fighter that tests positive for PEDs on their website. You can actually go look and see the adverse findings on their website. Go look it up yourself.
Did you say it was speed?
Test positive for performance-enhancing drugs.
Did you say it was methamphetamine?
But did you say methamphetamine?
I said crystal meth.
Yeah, crystal meth. Let me just say this.
Jesus,
just FYI, it's a performance-enhancing drug, and it's a recreational drug also, but it enhances your performance. And the reason why, the reason why it is illegal is because it's a performance-enhancing drug, which is why aspirin is not illegal, because it doesn't enhance your performance. I'm done. I mean, this guy can say whatever he wants. Methamphetamine is a performance-enhancing drug. This is not even debatable. So let's not even debate that.
I just want to get this on the record. Are you saying that crystal meth is a performance-enhancing drug? Yes or no?
Did you say crystal meth or did you say methamphetamine? Just to be sure, because crystal meth is a street name. What the test? Look, the drug test that they took. It did not say crystal meth on there. It gave you the scientific name of the drug. Now you can call it crystal meth. You could call it, I don't know, special blue or whatever the hell. Whatever's on that test, and you said methamphetamine or amphetamine, that's a performance-enhancing drug. That's not even debatable.
Just a yes or no question. Are you saying crystal meth is a performance-enhancing drug?
I'm saying methamphetamine is a performance-enhancing drug.
Do they use methamphetamines in crystal meth?
I'm asking
Caller.
a simple yes or no question. Don't parse words.
No, do they use methamphetamines in crystal meth? Do they use it?
Whatever. This dude, he's dodging the question. Whatever you want to call it, he took speed. That's whatever version of speed he took.
Right.
Okay, well, we just don't like him because he's a junkie then. Fuck
so he's a meth.
Yeah.
Wait, so he's a meth.
All right, hold on, guys.
So you're saying he's a
we need to move. We need to move on. We have another call. So, Matt from Bronx, thank you for calling, and please call again.
Have a good one.
All right, thank you for calling. All right, we're gonna get to the next caller. 757. 757. You're on the air.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is G Boogie in the house.
Oh, G Boogie, what's up?
G Boogie from Flatbush.
Yeah, I was just listening. What's up? What's up?
What's up, G
My
Boogie?
man recognized everybody in the panel. I just had a call because this debate about Black with H Money with the other caller that called about trying to mask his ideology of his theory about Wilder. I just look at it like this. He's a professional athlete. I used to be a professional boxer back in the days in 1987. Okay? And if you're supposed to be a professional, you're supposed to adhere by every rules and regulations, period. It's just when I was in air assault in the military, you have to adhere by every rules and regulations that you signed up for, period. Wilder, getting back to H Money, he's the best of all time. He must be young, okay? I'm 51 years old. The best ever is Sugar Ray Robinson, period, point blank, simple. There is no man that did what that man did. The only one that I can equate to Sugar Ray Robinson that can hold his sandals is Manny Pacquiao, period. Now, getting back to racism and all that other bullshit, excuse my language, I'm just pissed off about it. I'm Puerto Rican and Black, 38%, Niger-Cotofanian, okay? So, I don't care about any of the racial things. You are a professional athlete. You can't adhere to your standards. You are garbage. Point blank simple. And his record is overblown. He's protected. And that's all I got to say.
Wow. Great call, man.
Peace,
Great
G
call.
Money. G Boogie, man, that's true.
Yeah,
Everything you just said, man, I agree with it. This is what people don't understand. It's like, look, we have the right to criticize. We don't think that Deontay Wilder has lived up to being the WBC champion, right? He hasn't fought guys like the number one contenders. Correct me if I'm wrong. Has he fought a number one contender? I don't think he has. All right, if you want to compliment Thurman because of a technicality, whatever.
I mean, yeah, I mean, G Boogie is a good caller. G Boogie, I do like, and I do look at some of his comments in the comment section. I agree with a lot of things he says. So I do like G Boogie, and I think he's 100% right. I mean, this guy. I mean, everyone now seems to throw mandatories at champions, but yet this Wilder just. How many mandatories has this guy fought? I'd like to know that out of all these defenses we keep hearing about.
And he gets to troll. He gets to troll Dillian White that he hasn't fought him yet. That he's going to make him wait for 2 years.
I know.
I mean, they're not keeping up to the standards that they have for like other fighters.
That's why Deontay Wilder's never really chased that IBF belt when it was vacant. He could have gone after that. You know, when Charles Martin won it off Glaskov, was it?
That's correct. Yes.
He could have gone off that belt, took that off
gentlemen.
Charles Martin. He didn't want that belt because he knows.
Sorry,
he
I think
he'll have to fight mandatory.
Yeah, G Boogie, you need to go. I think so.
No, I just wanted to say another thing. When I think it was H Money that said, or somebody that said that Anthony Joshua is not a good champion. Well, he did something that Wilder didn't do, and he did it earlier in his career. And he always wanted to fight Wilder and all the top to test himself. That's what a fighter is supposed to do, test himself. Not just look at the money, Not just look at all that. You say you want legacy, you want this, you want that. Don't do it the Floyd Mayweather way, because that way is just all about the money and duping people in their perspective because they want the money, period. You know, a real fighter, like in Tyson's era when he came up, yeah, he had to fight bums. But then after that, he rose to the top. And with the Buster Douglas fight, yeah, he did lost his train of thought because all that money and all his people that was around him that solidified him died. And then what happened? Don King walked in. Don King is all about the money. He lost perspective. He didn't train for that fight in Japan. That was in 1990. Me and my brother were watching that up in Brooklyn. Okay? And yeah, he got knocked down in his training or in his sparring session because he was basically, from what I understood from my homeboys in Japan, that he was womanizing and he didn't take it seriously. Okay? So, yeah, he got his butt whooped. He had that long count on the 10th round. Yeah, he really won that fight. But what happened? Douglas got up, just like Rick and I said, he got up and took it to him. And Mike gave up. Period. But Mike was the best heavyweight in that era. And then Buster Douglas, after he got that money and all that, that's when Holyfield took it over off of him. So I
fight with Mike Tyson, bro.
What they want on a fighter.
All right, G Boogie. Thank you for the call, man.
I fight with Mike.
Yeah, G Boogie. Thank you for the call, man.
Thank you for allowing me to speak and continue your podcast because it's a beautiful thing. We may have different views. Everyone may have different views, different perspective, different ideologies, but it only brings the sport that we love closer to us. So keep doing your thing. God bless y'all.
All right, take care, G Boogie.
Peace.
Peace.
Later. Can I say something real quick, or do you have another caller, Bucho?
No, go ahead.
I just wanted to address the race card that got pulled earlier about Tyson Fury getting off because he's white. Look, certain people in boxing get off scot-free, and I agree that Tyson Fury got off easy. And just for the record, I've criticized him for the PED use and how easily he got off. Be that as it may, whatever. But like, let's not act like black guys have not gotten off easy. Let's not act like Canelo, like he didn't get off easy. I mean, in comparison to someone like Roy Jones Jr., his drug test was hushed up. Nobody ever talks about Roy Jones Jr. testing positive, right? Floyd Mayweather got off easy. So it has nothing to do with skin color, right? There's definitely no consistency in boxing when it comes to punishment for PEDs and exposing certain fighters, right? Povetkin was white. He never really failed the test, but he's the biggest cheater in the history of boxing, and he's white. You know what I mean? So it has not.
Baby Miller, man. Look at him.
Yeah, there's no consistency, no doubt about it, but it has nothing to do with racial lines. It has everything to do with like money and being connected. That's all.
Exactly. Great point. All right. Go ahead, Johnny boy.
No, I was just gonna say, Bucho, I apologize for blowing my stack a little bit there earlier, but it's dickheads like that make me not like the fucking guy to begin with. Okay, it has absolutely nothing to do with race. You know, this is what pisses me off, bro. You know, like I say, I don't like talking about this shit a lot, but I'm from the ghetto, bro. I used to box. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit, dog. It's stupid as hell, bro. And like I say, I don't mean to blow. I just want to apologize. I didn't mean to blow my stack earlier, bro. But that shit is the stupidest shit I've ever heard in my life, bro. Fuck. That's why part of the reason I don't like the guy is because of assholes like that. That's all I was gonna say.
Can I add something?
Go ahead.
Mucho.
Yes.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, I don't know where like all this talk. Okay, yeah, because he's gonna fight Fury, but just because Joshua lost to Ruiz, they're praising Wilder. I mean, when he should have been the one to add that name to his resume or taken the fight at least to see what would have happened. So I'm not saying that I like or dislike Wilder, but I just want to see him compete at a high level. So when he does get the wins, or he does lose, or take the tough fights, I could rate him, you know. But till that happens, what can I really say? Am I gonna praise him for the Brazil fight because he knocked him out in 1 round? That's just another name to his list of bum bashing, you know. So that's what I got to say about that. I'm just waiting for him to step up.
Yeah.
That's all.
Stu, stop eating chips, man.
Sorry.
By the way, I just want to thank Gonzalo for his contribution earlier. He said, well, he gave a contribution for Recognize because Recognize said that he didn't like Deontay Wilder's brother because he was gay. By the way, we don't.
I did not. I didn't give a contribution. I
No,
believe
no.
I did.
Sorry, John Gonzalez. John Gonzalez gave a contribution because Recognize doesn't like gay people. By the way, we do like gay people at BDA. We like everybody at BDA. All right. So now that Precise is here, Precise, what do you think about what the WBO mandated? Not reckon. Precise, are you there? Probably not.
Hey, have a good
Sorry,
day.
Bucho.
Have a good day, boys. I'm running into
All right.
work. Take it
I
easy.
take care,
fellas.
Johnny boy. I was
man.
talking. Precise. I was talking about what the WBO said that.
Yeah,
Usyk is
I
not-
heard you. I had a thumb up my ass, but I'm
Oh,
back
okay.
now.
Go ahead.
Well, I was calling for this. I was calling for Usyk to do this right away because I saw Joshua as a sitting duck, and I said, if you guys remember, the earlier he fights Joshua, the better. And the reason why I said that fight should happen next is not only because I saw Joshua as vulnerable, but also because being the WBO champion, and I believe the WBA also have this rule. If he pushes the issue, he could become a mandatory right away, definitely within the WBO ranks, which is exactly what happened with, if you guys remember, with Terence Crawford when he moved up in weight, and the Australian Jeff Horn, who had the WBO belt, right? Because Terence Crawford was a WBO 140-pound title holder. And I think it might have had something to do with the fact that he was undisputed. I'm not sure, but because he had the WBO belt at the very least, he automatically became a mandatory to the WBO in the next division up. So Usyk, all he had to do is call his lawyer, be like, "Yo, contact the WBO, fill in the paperwork, pay the dues. I want to fight Anthony Joshua," and he becomes mandatory right off the bat. And I think now, seeing that Joshua lost to Ruiz, Usyk feels, and his team, they probably feel a lot more confident. Whether it's AJ he has to fight next or Ruiz, I think he feels he's ready because he saw the vulnerability, and he probably doesn't think Ruiz is. He probably thinks Ruiz is beatable too. You know what I mean? So that's what I think. As far as like, I think it's great. I think it's a good fight and adds another player into the mix. I mean, the more the merrier.
Now, do you? Okay, now this is. Yeah, but do you think that it's fair that Usyk gets a shot even though he hasn't even fought at heavyweight yet?
Of course it's fair. It's in the rules.
Yeah.
No, but okay, I know, but the rules. I mean,
Carnival was saying.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's a new rule, the WBO. When you come up in weight and you're undisputed or you hold the title, when you move up, just like Terence Crawford did, you're able to compete. Just like the same when he said Jeff Horn, you get automatically slotted at the top.
Yeah, so like I can say I don't like it, but you have to say it's fair because it's a rule that's been implemented many times. It would be unfair to deny him that shot, seeing that other fighters have taken the opportunity to do this. It's in the rules. That it is what it is. You might not like the rule, but you can't say it's not fair.
Would you make that rule?
Yeah, why not? I mean, look, if you're and I'm not sure if it's undisputed or unified, but look, if you're the best at cruiserweight, you clean out the division, or like Terence Crawford 140, and you move it on up. I mean, yeah, I don't want to see you fighting scrubs. Fight one of the best guys. Fight somebody with the title. So I think it's a good rule. It gives, and it prevents people from ducking. He doesn't have to work his way up the ranks. He shouldn't have to do that. If he doesn't want to, why should someone like Terrence Crawford, when he was at 140, the fans were already calling for him and someone like Spence. So why should he go through the whole contender phase yet again in the division? You know what I mean? And this has been done historically many, many times, whether the rule was in place or not. The best at 140 would go up to 147 and fight the best there right off the bat, or the fights were talked about, like the Hog versus Sugar Ray Leonard, right? That fight was talked about because there were, yeah, I think it's a great rule because you could have a dominant champion in one division and a dominant champion in another division, and they don't have any competition. Yeah, fight each other. And I think, Usyk being dominant, I think he competes with any title holder at heavyweight right off the bat. It's really only a matter of what he wants to do. You know what I mean? But he should have that chance, I believe, because I just don't see the point of him unless he wants to, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't see a point of him going through the whole contender process again.
Yeah, I agree. I'm just steering the pot here. Go ahead.
Yeah, look, Bucho, look what Mikey Garcia did. He did it from 140 to 47, and he's going to do it again coming off a loss against the other Garcia.
Yeah, I agree.
Going for another title. Yeah.
No, I was mentioning this because like I said earlier, Dillian White, apparently he's been waiting for a while now, and now Usyk's going over him in the rankings, so Dillian White's pissed off now. That's why I mentioned it. I don't care. Look, I said, I from the beginning I said that I wanted Usyk to go straight for a title shot, and some people were saying, "Oh no, let him fight the Cam." I was like, that's a pointless fight in my opinion. But go ahead, recognize.
No, that's an excellent point that Precise made. I'm just bringing up the fact that Dillian White, a guy like him, is being ducked and nobody's saying anything by the WBC champion. You know what I'm saying? And meanwhile, Usyk is going to get his shot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Shit. Yeah, I know. Right. Listen,
I'm sorry, guys, but it makes sense. Like a guy like Usyk, man, he's great, bro. Look what he did at cruiserweight, man. And how many fights he's had? 15, 16 fights. I mean, he's just awesome. So, yeah, and he's right. Precise is right that they've done this throughout the history of time. I mean, there's been plenty of guys who've been dominant champions in a lower weight division that fought the other guy who's been
Mosley De La Hoya.
Mosley De La Hoya. Think about that. Mosley didn't even have to fight a welterweight fight. Got a fight with De La Hoya, fought a very close fight. The fight could have went either way. They gave it to Mosley, and I kind of agree. But these things happen. It's just like a guy like Dillian White is getting fucked. The WBC is fucking.
Yeah. It also happens the other way around too. Recognize like Dillian White. He's been saying like some comments that don't go well with the WBC, and I think they're gonna even put him further down the list if he keeps talking. Because they have the right to their discretion if they want to give him the fight or not. It also works the other way around.
Yeah,
man,
you're right.
As far as Dillian White and the WBC, we don't know the whole story. There was a point in time when the WBC was protecting Roy Jones Jr. from Rocky Gianni, who was his mandatory, yeah? And Rocky Gianni took the WBC to court, and I think he won something like $10 or $20 million, almost bankrupted the organization.
20 million bucks.
So the WBC ain't fucking anybody over, and if they are, all that Dillian White has to do is take him to court, sue him up to ass, and win the money. Look, whatever contract he signed with the WBC got a team of lawyers. Whatever it is they're doing, whatever the fans think is right or wrong, they got to follow the letter of the law. Otherwise, Dillian White could sue them up the ass and get that shot if he really wants to. Now the question becomes, does he really want to? Or because to me it looks like Dillian White's been playing the field himself. There's a lot of fights that he didn't take, so he's cherry picking too. So I wouldn't take anyone's side in this necessarily. But the only point I'm trying to make is that if Dillian White truly is the WBC #1 contender and the letter of the law supports his cause, if he actually has a case, all he got to do is take him to court, and he's going to be a very, very rich man. And he's not doing that. So I'm not putting everything on the WBC. Yes, they're shady, but don't sign the fucking contract. If you don't like the contract, don't sign it. Once you sign the contract, follow the contract or fuck off, or take them to court if you think they're breaching the contract. Which reminds me of Povetkin just winning in court against Deontay Wilder because he didn't breach any rules of the contract. So all I'm saying is we don't really know what's going on behind the scenes. That's all I'm saying. And people just choose sides without really knowing what's going on.
No, it's true. The only reason why I'm going to give Dillian Whyte some slack here, and even though I agree that he might have signed a contract that he has to live by, that's why he's not going to fucking sue or not even dare try to take it to court. It's because maybe he signed the fucking deal that got him in this position. The only thing I'm going with is the track record of Deontay Wilder. He doesn't fight number one mandatories. And when he was supposed to, was against Povetkin, we saw what happened. We saw the bullshit. And that ultimately cost him money, cost Wilder money, or money that he thought that he was entitled to, and he didn't get it. So, I'm going with the track record here, and the guy actually is trolling Dillian Whyte. He'll make him wait another 2 more fucking years.
Wilder, I'll say this: Wilder is a ducker, and the WBC have been fucking around. And maybe he is ducking Dillian Whyte, but in my opinion, Dillian Whyte seems very happy for it too. He's not going against this. He might be in the media, he might be talking a lot of shit in the media, but in my opinion, he's not trying to fight Wilder, because if he were, he would have made the fight happen, and he's not. So, you know what I mean?
Agree. I agree that there's something about Whyte that he doesn't look like he's not that upset
bro.
about. Yeah, he's ducked fighters.
Too. Or didn't he duck Ortiz or Pulev? Both of them guys.
Pulev.
So he's cherry picking this shit too.
Because this one with Oscar Rivas is an eliminator. This is like the final eliminators. So they say.
And I really hope he gets his shot. I personally think Wilder would beat him, but at least let the guy get his fucking shot and see what happens. I want to just look. Wilder needs to be fighting number one contenders. That's all I'm saying. He just needs to fight number one contenders.
You don't understand that Wilder, he's the best of all time.
Yeah, in the words of H Money.
I thought I was tuning into the LDBC a couple of like an hour ago or something. What the fuck? Who gave that retard a link? Bucho, shame on you.
I'm sorry, man. Listen. That's true. BDA is gonna get pissed off when he listens to this shit.
No, I mean, I appreciate their diversity, but sometimes like everybody got their limit, man.
I'm gonna blame Stu. Stu said like, you know what? Let's give him a chance. And I said, you know what? Let's do it. But he went a little bit overboard. A bit overboard.
You can't even talk constructive criticism. Like you can't even if I try talking to him, I come down to his level. Instead of like exercising my mind and making me think about good things, I just become a little stupider.
Look, we've all had opinions that somebody on the show considered crazy and disagreed with. Fair enough. But when the whole show disagrees with you, like, stop talking over people and maybe listen a little bit. You know what I mean? Where everybody on the panel just thinks you're completely nuts. Like, don't resort to, he didn't have any argument, so he pulled out the fucking trump card, which is the race card. You know what I mean? And it's just so predictable and lame. I'm sorry. I can't hang with that dude.
Yeah, at some point there's nothing to debate, By the way, I'd like to see him debate Low Place. That'd be a great debate.
Low Place will school him. I know we don't like Low Place will school that boy. He doesn't know shit about boxing. I'm sorry. I know maybe I'm not being nice to H Money, whatever, but nah. By the way, what the fuck happened to Low Place?
I heard. Yeah, there's rumors that in the U.S. the incarceration rate is pretty high. So.
Damn.
That's a rumor. That's a rumor.
Yeah, man. I hope it's not true. Free Low Place. Free Low Place.
Free Low Place. Free low place.
Free low place. Free low place.
I can't hear you.
All I know is Adonis woke up and put an ad in the paper for a personal nurse, and that's the last we heard of Love.
Damn.
Hey, I got a question for Carnival, for Precise, Bucho.
Yeah, go ahead.
For Recognize, for everybody. But I kind of want to know, like, get a better idea myself. What do you think that Pacquiao adds to his legacy by beating Keith Thurman?
Just
the
a
Keith
cherry
Thurman,
on top.
this version.
Just an extra cherry on top, I believe. If he beats him, you know what I'm saying?
Just the extra cherry on top? Does it like how much are we saying?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Like all-time great or top five?
He's an all-time great already, man. He's an all-time great already. The fact that we're thinking that he could still beat guys at 40, being the much smaller guy. I mean, he's smaller than these guys. It's not a welterweight. What does that tell you? Like, Gonzalo, what does it tell you that you still pick him to beat a guy like Keith Thurman at this age?
I tell you what it does. Like, we all know, if you're being honest with yourself, you already know that Pacquiao is one of the greatest fighters of all time. Top 10 easily. Whatever. So he's in that echelon of very, very select fighters already. Now he's at a point where he's only competing against those guys. Nobody else can step up to Pacquiao anymore. Sorry, let me...
Go ahead.
Sorry. Anyway, so now Pacquiao is competing against the Sugar Ray Robinsons, Muhammad Ali's, the greatest of all time. He's competing against those guys right now. So like what Recognize was saying, to his point, you got to look at how those fighters performed in their old age against top level, maybe not the very best, but top level opposition, and what it is that they were able to do at the age of 40. And this is the time where Pacquiao, if he already hasn't, to me he already has, but he separates himself from the rest of the people in the top 10 of the greatest fighters of all time. Because nobody else fuck with him anymore. He already stamped his name in history. He's already top 10. One of the best fighters in the history of boxing. Now he could only step over some of those other guys if he already hasn't, for you personally. If you're being honest with yourself.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know what's funny?
Hold on,
that you say that.
Recognize. Can I just jump in and say, John Gonzalez, thank you for your contribution. John Gonzalez says, here's for that nurse joke, Precise. All right. What nurse joke? I didn't get it. Go ahead, Recognize.
I got it.
Okay.
No, I was gonna. Shit, I almost lost my train of thought. You're gonna have to come back to me. I did lose my train of thought. Go ahead.
Sorry. Revolucion, what's up, man? You're on your way back to home or what?
What's going on, boys? How's everybody doing? Got Gons, got Stu, Recognize, Precise One. What's up, everybody?
What's up? What's on your mind?
Nothing, man. I know you guys are probably ending the show soon. I just wanted to pop in. I don't know what the latest update or the word on the street is, but on behalf of the Trivia Commission, I was just gonna put the feelers out there real quick. I think we need a new opponent for Recognize.
Yeah, we do.
So let's. I don't know if anybody wants to nominate somebody or volunteer.
Well, who am I fighting? Who they putting me up against?
I think it's either Johnny Boy or McGregor. So we'll get that done as soon as possible. July 7th, I think it's the date we set.
Oh, so I have time to prepare so I can look up the computer. I could go back and look up history like fucking McGregor does. He does that all day.
Go listen to the Boxing Librarian. I'll tell you that. Go listen to this.
I can't. Well, maybe he'd be helpful with this one. Yeah.
I am sober, Shepard. I am sober. Son of a bitch. Shepard always talking about my alcoholism on the air.
Well, yesterday you were drunk as fuck, man. Let's be honest.
No, I was not. I was driving home from work, man.
Oh, you were tired.
Shepard is cool with me because he's X's enemy. So anybody who's an enemy of X is a friend of mine.
Yeah. After the trivia show, I would like to set up an BDA Alcoholics Anonymous meeting.
Yeah, that's not gonna work. I'm not gonna show up.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, all right. So Revolution, we're gonna find somebody. I think I know who it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be Johnny Boy. But if anybody else wants to jump in, let us know so we can make a decision as soon as possible.
All right,
I'm going to promote myself like
we have
Money.
USA favoritism. I don't want people to think we're hand picking Americans. This is international. Anybody want to step in? Gonzalo, do you want to represent the Philippines?
Yeah, sure. It's just for fun. It's like, yeah, whatever. It's cool.
Cool.
No big deal.
All right, let's
figure it out. If it's got to be, we can maybe have a vote in the chat. People vote in, recognize his opponent, whatever we want to do.
Yeah, let's have tell us in the chat who you want. What the fuck is his name? Who's gonna be fighting? Oh yeah, recognize against. Sorry, I'm reading so many comments here. I'm so confused. Yeah, boxing gypsy boxing style. You can jump in, man. I sent you the link. What the fuck, man? All right. Yeah, we're talking about Pacquiao. Yeah, if Pacquiao beats Thurman, I know we're all over the place here, but if Pacquiao beats Thurman, I mean, there's no denying it, man. He's gonna get. I mean, how old is Pacquiao, man? I know we're always comparing Pacquiao to. Yeah, we're always comparing Mayweather to Pacquiao, and we've done that for a long time. So we're still going with this fucking race between the two of them. And at this stage of Pacquiao's career, man, this is insane. I mean, can imagine if Floyd was fighting Thurman right now? Everybody would fucking go ape shit. Oh my god.
Yeah, I feel like if Pacquiao wins this fight against Thurman, if he does one or two other fights and loses both of them, I think the win against Thurman is enough to be like, all right, he's that's a cherry on top. He ain't got to prove anything else at that point. I think.
Floyd dug Thurman, by the way. Sorry.
If he beats
Exactly.
Thurman and then goes like a 12 round to Danny Garcia and loses a 12 round to Danny Garcia or somebody like a Porter, just one more decent victory would be like enough.
And like Precise said, Mayweather dogged Thurman, and a lot of people said, you know what, it's okay, it's fine, we understand, Floyd is old. And that was like 4 years ago, I think. I think it was 4 years. 4 years ago? No, could it be? No, 3 years ago. Mayweather dogged Thurman, and people accepted it just because Mayweather's old. What? 3 years later, Pacquiao is fighting Thurman. That's insane, man.
Well, I don't think the current Thurman is like the Thurman that Floyd was going to face.
Get out of here. Yeah, maybe.
It
was a layoff.
That fighting spirit a little bit, but still, it's a good win.
It's an old Pacquiao, though. It's an older Pacquiao.
True. I get it.
Yeah, this guy's coming to fight too, Thurman, because he's at a crossroads in his popularity. I mean, he's young. He's in his prime. But as far as this is like a make him or break him in his eyes, because he's trying to get that torch from the Pac-Man, he'll consider himself the money guy, if he wins in his mind.
People in the chat are saying that this Keith Thurman is shot. That's what that Shepherd Hassan said. Is that true? Are we going to take away from Pacquiao's victory? Well, if he actually wins. Is that fair?
Thurman is too young to be shot. Now, he hasn't looked good in his last fight. No doubt about it. But he's had other fights on the come up where he didn't look great either. So, I mean, yeah, it would have been a better fight, I think, if Pacquiao fought Thurman 3 years ago, because both of them would have been better. But, I mean, it's the brave Thurman that came to bang. Is that really, if you're Thurman, do you really want to fight Pacquiao like that, or do you want to fight Pacquiao scared, which is what he will do, which is what he's most likely going to do right now? So I agree that Thurman hasn't looked as good lately, but shot, I think that's an exaggeration.
Yeah, he's not shot. He hasn't had that many wars. I mean, he's taken a few licks.
He got dropped. He got dropped by Josecito Lopez. Oh, what do you have to say about that? Huh? Is that not shot?
Did he get dropped? Or did he just get hurt? Did he get put down?
Oh, sorry. You're right. Sorry. Okay. He got hurt.
He got hurt bad, though.
A 140 pounder.
Yeah, he almost got stopped.
Yeah, I mean, he's always gotten hit and hurt by a lot of other fighters.
Yeah.
He's come back better, I guess. But, I mean, Josecito was fucking huge in that fight. So,
fuck yeah. What, I didn't even, you're right. That's what I thought when I was watching that fight. He's big in this fight.
Yeah, but I think Pacquiao's No, I'm sorry. His combination of speed and power he's always had, that he possesses, that's just something that makes him so special. Even though he'll be the smaller guy. Pop, 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 2-3 punch combinations from different angles. How I'm thinking,
Is this a lose-lose situation?
Yeah, go ahead, Bucho.
Is this a lose-lose situation for Thurman?
Oh man, with the money he's making, no, this is a win-win situation.
Okay, with the money. Wow, you know what I mean.
Well, look, he was already talking retirement, so if he loses to Pacquiao, he has a good excuse to just go away now, and a lot of money. So
now
I don't look. I don't.
Precise. Hold on,
Sorry,
precise.
Bucho.
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I was just gonna say I'm not so sure that Thurman has gotten worse. I think maybe he's just never was really that good.
You said he was talking retirement. Now, isn't that an indication that he's reaching the shot point?
I think he just lost his heart. I think he's realized that he could talk a good game, but to me, I think he's realized that he's not going to be able to beat the Spences of the world, and I think he's just kind of bowing out.
Okay, so we are not going to give Pacquiao much credit then.
Why not?
Because it seems like you're making it seem like that he's on his way out, man. Like he's not that good, and
could be.
He just looks looking for money.
Not for sure.
No, I don't think Thurman is all that good. I never thought Mayweather was all that good. I'm just giving you my honest opinion about Thurman and how I just don't think he's the best welterweight right now, period.
Oh, I agree.
Right?
Yeah.
So, but I'm not saying he's a scrub either. He'll beat 99% of the guys out there anyway. But I'm not trying to hype him up and say like this is some amazing victory. Relatively, it's going to be a great victory because Pacquiao's 40 years old. So if he does beat him, and I'm not too sure he does, it is going to be a great victory, even though Thurman isn't that great. But again, all in context, Pacquiao's 40 years old. So you know what I mean? At this point in time, any of the top 5 welterweights should be running over Pacquiao. If you look at history and what has happened to these all-time great fighters at the age of 40 in a division where they don't really belong size-wise, anybody in the top 5 should be running over Pacquiao, period. I don't care.
Yeah, and I think on fight night, by us looking, by appreciation, we'll be able to tell if it's a good version of Thurman, if it's a good version of Pacquiao. Because if like Thurman bows out like Amir Khan, yeah, then we can say, oh, well, he fucking quit. He's on his way out. But if he does really good, and Pacquiao fucking meets some fucking fire with fire, then I mean we can all draw our own conclusions.
All right, Block Talk Radio. This is it. I'm ending the show on Block Talk Radio. Thank you for joining us. Bam, bam. All right.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
Take care. All right, we have somebody in the Hangouts.
I'm gonna blow this internet up right about now. Bro, what's up? What's up with all that shit talking, bro? I'm being real. I'm because I picked honest.
Yo, what's up, Boxing Style?
What's up, guys? How you guys doing?
Pretty good. All right, give us your take on Thurman and Pacquiao. Do you think Thurman is shot? Yes or no?
Thurman is not prime Thurman anymore, if that's what you're saying. It's not. He's weak with his punches. His reflexes are kind of still there. Otherwise, his strength is not there. His conditioning is not there. I don't know if his hunger is still there. Maybe the hunger is still there. You could probably say that.
So who's the favorite in your opinion?
I think Pacquiao beats him. Pacquiao with the performance he had, I think he can still beat him. But you could always see a possibility where Thurman catches him. Like I've been saying it. Like what's his name? The guy that knocked out Pacquiao. I keep forgetting his name. Marquez. Yeah, like Marquez. You might catch him like Marquez. Maybe. I'm saying maybe. A big maybe. I'm not sure.
All right.
I was gonna say something about Pauline, bro. Fuck, Pauline let us down. Poor Pauline, bro. That was bad. I would have beat the shit out of that fool, bro. You beat him 5. I would give him like second. I would probably give him the second round, maybe the second round. Otherwise, he was just trying to jab, and maybe, just maybe throw that right hand when he had so many opportunities. I think he broke his hands. He's a very soft-handed guy. Very soft-handed guy.
Yeah, now you can see that Paulie style in a fight is useless. All right, by the way, let's just introduce Jimmy.
I had a bad trip at a wedding in Maine, and it was a stormy night, right? I'm on LSD. Oh, I was fucking freaking out. It was horrible. I'll never take it again.
What's up, Jimmy?
What's going on, guys? How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. Jimmy, did you watch the Paulie fight?
Yeah, I actually I caught it last night. I was pretty disappointed. I don't know. What a fucking, I don't know. He just threw his, I knew he was going to throw a jab, but I was more disappointed in that Russian kid. Like, dude, fucking Paulie Malignaggi. You know, hey, Stones, he got in there, right? It takes Stones to get in there in front of a crowd and bare fist fight like that. But when you can't backhand, you can't do it. It's still Queensberry rules. And fucking Paulie Malignaggi punches like a 12-year-old. I'm just being honest, dude. He's up on his toes way. He flexed that jab. He's got nothing on his punches. And you could tell there was like no damage pretty much on Lobov's face. I mean, I'm just telling you right now, I got those knuckles. If I catch somebody in a jab, I'm going to split you. You catch in a cut regardless. And the fact that he didn't even really do any damage goes to show you how he doesn't punch hard, and that fucking Russian kid still didn't really try to push the issue. So I thought it was just a waste of time. Like, why the fuck fought? I mean, how much money could he really have made from that?
Yeah, pointless fight. I just wanted to get your opinion on that. What's your opinion on the Usyk situation now that WBO has mandated the fight between the winner of Ruiz and Joshua? The winner of that fight has to fight Usyk.
I mean, how the fuck are they doing that when, I mean, he hasn't even won anything at heavyweight, right?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah.
So, I mean, like, yeah, great. I don't care how much of a dominating force you were in another division. It's almost like it's ridiculous to come up to a division you've never had a victory in yet and, you know, get mandated, you know, shots like that. Now, would you say the WBO?
Yes.
So that's fucking Bob's belt. Is he gonna be? Is that a DAZN fight or?
Well,
it's a DAZN fight,
depends
right?
who. I don't know, man. Ruiz, he's with the PBC. AJ's with DAZN. So I guess it would depend on who wins. But Jimmy, Usyk, he's an undisputed cruiserweight champion. Some people have it as the number one pound for pound. So doesn't he deserve an immediate title shot?
Well, I put it this way: if he was to ask for one, I think he's talented enough to get one. But deserves is a different thing. I think he's talented enough to be there. But I don't know. I just find it hard if you're not in that division, no matter how dominating you are in another division. I don't think you deserve any kind of push you right to the top. But it just goes to show you how weak that division is. Just isn't much talent.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? Either way, I think he takes apart either one of them.
Yeah. All right. What do you guys think? You can jump in though.
About Usyk.
Yeah, we talked about it before.
Most of these guys. Yeah. I think Jimmy's right, man. As of right now, from what I've seen, I think Usyk maybe Fury, because Fury's so tall and he can box too. But I'm not that sure about that. But I think Usyk could beat. We're just talking about a boxing fight. He can outbox all these guys.
Well, we haven't seen his
I think he beats for sure the winner of Ruiz and Joshua.
Usyk is a storm for anybody in the heavyweight division, except for the two guys, the Wilder and the Tyson Fury. Because Wilder, the power, he might catch him, and for Fury's the size and reach advantage that he has. Everyone else gets beaten by Usyk. Everybody. There's not a single person in the heavyweight division that doesn't get beaten by Usyk. Except for those two guys, it's an iffy situation. He might lose, he might win.
All right. Who thinks that Wilder can defeat Usyk? Or is likely that Wilder defeats Usyk?
I don't think it's likely, but anybody could defeat anybody. I mean,
Yeah.
We should know this by now, right?
Yeah.
But
yeah.
But I mean, when you look at Usyk's defense, rabbit ears, right? The whatever it's called, the high guard. Duapa had the same guard, and he was standing right in front of Wilder, and Wilder couldn't really. He did hurt him here and there, but he really had to work hard. And Duapa wasn't moving his head. He wasn't moving his feet the way Usyk works his feet. So I don't see it happening. It could, but I wouldn't. I would go big on Usyk in that fight. Wilder only has a puncher's chance.
Okay, great point. Anybody else? Wilder, Usyk. I see nobody wants to take this one.
Yeah, like anything can happen.
Man, you guys are too late. All right, go ahead. Wait, we're gonna go with Gonzalo first. Go ahead, Gonzalo.
I'm just gonna say, I would like to gauge him off like his first fight that he's gonna have with, I believe it's still Tacom in September. Then I can really make a good assessment of how he would perform against these other guys. But obviously, he's been in there with like what is this other guy? This big guy, Joyce, and he was able to handle his power.
Yep.
And he fought Muriat Gassiev, a strong puncher, which he was able to take the KO Doctor, the Cuban guy's power. And these guys are big guys, also.
Yeah, but
they could. Okay.
Takam is this is my problem with the Takam fight. I don't think I think that's a pointless fight because Takam is a small heavyweight. I mean, I think he's 6'1", so Usyk is taller than this guy. So let's not waste time with this. Our question is, how can Usyk fare against these big heavyweights? Let's put him against big heavyweights. Let's not put him against Takam. Come on.
You got to think too. Usyk is going to be going into these fights not dieted, because remember he had a diet. And anytime you have to diet and cut muscle mass and strength, you lose strength. So he had a diet to fight at cruiserweight. He doesn't have to diet anymore. He actually can. So he can just, like, I'm sure being as educated as he is, has himself surrounded by the best people like that. He's going to probably figure like the best possible weight. I would think him fighting on, in the ring that night up around 212, between 212 and 218, I think would be ideal for him.
Jimmy,
yes,
I follow him on IG, man, on Instagram, right?
Yeah.
There's some pictures of him. Yo, he's big as fuck, bro. Look, like I said, man, he looks like a heavyweight, just that he looks like a boxing athletic heavyweight. He's 6'3" for sure, okay? And he looks like he's about, dude, maybe pictures could be deceiving. He looks a little heavier than me, so I'm going to say 230.
Well, if he was fighting a cruiserweight, which is, what's the limit on that, 198?
200.
200. So you figure he's walking around the minimum, around 225, 230, I bet, at 6'3". If he carries a little girth around his midsection, if he's not all ripped up, easily 230. So, I mean, I think 212, 215, he'd be a devastating puncher. He'd have energy.
Yeah, I've always said, let me just say this real quick, boxing stuff. Yeah. I've always thought that it's like, I never, I always considered the smaller heavyweights to be like dogs. And ever since people have been saying that the big above 6'5" heavyweights have taken over, I kind of don't wholeheartedly believe that. I mean, these smaller guys still have a good chance. I mean, because it's not so much how he's gonna deal with the big guys, it's how the big guys are gonna deal with the small guy. Because if the big guys can't tie him up, because we saw real quick, Vladimir Klitschko was able to have success, but how did he do it? Tying smaller guys up, tying in the clinch, roughing them up. But the small guys are the ones that pose the challenge for the big guys.
Well, remember before Ruiz, we said the ideal thing for him was getting close. Because when you punch down, you lose. You lose so much energy off your punch. It's just, when you punch on a down directory. You're not using your legs. Like when you kind of come up with a punch, you're using your body, like your hips and your thighs. When you punch down, after a certain point, it's all arm. So, yeah. So I've always kind of, unless it's a ridiculous size advantage, I always give the shorter guy a few inches shorter. As long as his arm reach isn't ridiculous and he has even the slightest ability of fighting inside, I've never given the big guy the automatic.
Wait. Wait, Jimmy, you said when you punch down, you lose more power. Is that what you said?
Yes, from your trajectory. Yes, so like if you're punching directly down, because think about it, you're not when you use your hips like an uppercut or your body, or if you're punching on a slight upward angle, you're driving with your body and your hips, and your power plant's your legs and your abdomen.
Yeah.
You know what I
Well,
mean? But
I
if you're
feel like,
punching downwards,
yeah,
it's from
I
your
know.
shoulder
Yeah,
down.
not to like say you're wrong or anything like that. You might be right about that case, but when I punch downwards, when I fought shorter dudes, I heard them a lot more
Well, when
going
your punches
downwards,
Because
bro.
they
pointed
were little,
down,
bro. It's
well,
because they were little
Yeah,
guys, bro.
yeah. Guys, I mean, yeah, most likely it's probably why.
Yeah, when you're
That's probably
25
why.
and you're fighting 10-year-olds, that doesn't count,
I know,
Boxing.
right? I know, right? It doesn't matter, but still, like I felt like I had more pop in my punches when
You
I
know,
put it
you know how
downwards
you can
because I
test
put
this,
my weight
bro.
behind it.
You know how
Yeah.
you can test this? Stand like 4 inches away from the wall and put your hand on the wall at about shoulder height and push off from the
Mm-hmm.
wall. And then put your hand at about hip height from that same distance and push off from the wall and see where you have more power pushing off from the wall. Likewise, if you're doing push-ups,
Yeah.
where do you put your palms? Right under your shoulders. If you put them anywhere lower or higher, it's harder to do the push-up, right? Because we're not designed to generate power like that. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah, I see what you mean. I see
Our
what you're talking about.
scapula, like our scapula faces forward, right? Monkey scapula faces up because they're always swinging from the tree, so they need a lot of power like that. Our scapula faces forward because we're used to throwing things. Scapula being your shoulder blade, right?
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
So yeah,
Anyways, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, what was Jimmy saying? My bad. Let's continue.
or me.
First of all, I just want to say, boxing style, you should be ashamed of yourself comparing you fighting 10-year-olds.
No, man.
As more power.
I remember fighting somebody shorter than me, Bob. Maybe I'm like 5. I'm 5'8". He was like maybe 5'6", 5'7", somewhere around that
Dude, that's
area.
basically your height. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
I know. No. I felt like he was shorter than me, bro. I felt like he was considerably shorter than me. I don't know. It felt like a lot shorter, but he said that's what he said. He said he's 5'5", 5'6", something like that. I can't remember. Anyways, when I was landing downwards, and I caught him a couple of times, and that was probably my best punches that I've landed on a small dude, and I felt like that was the best I can do, uh, based on where my punches are going. You know what I mean? Like. I rocked the shit out of him. That was like the last
Did you
fight
hit
I
him with an
did.
uppercut? Did you hit him with a few uppercuts?
No, not an uppercut, man. It was a straight fucking right hand, bro. A couple of times I left himself right open right after he threw a jab. I threw a straight right hand right after that. And that was the most impact I got. But when I fought taller dudes or just about my height, I didn't feel like I was throwing a lot more pop behind it, even though I did hurt him.
Well, hey,
But
true
that's just me.
story.
I don't know. Maybe it's just I'm a freak of nature. I don't know.
I was going to say true story. I mean, without a doubt, I definitely lost. But the only time I definitely lost on the streets, because I'm only 5'8", I'm Mickey's height, right? The only time my whole life I was ever able to fight somebody shorter than me, dude beat me on the street. I mean, it was a traffic type incident. There was 4 dudes in a car. You could tell in his eyes he was the crazy one, but the other dude was giving lip. And it was just me and my buddy, but I was kind of drinking. So I'm staring at the dude giving me lip, and I get him in the corner of my eye. So I try to throw a shot at him without looking at him to, catch him with a shot and not seeing, because I knew he was going to be the tough one, and I grazed him. And he pile drove me. He was an All-American wrestler, and he started slamming me off every inch of the sidewalk and parked cars. It was horrible, because I wasn't a wrestler like that. But yeah, so fuck shorter guys.
Yeah, shorter dudes when it comes to. Yeah, I feel what you're talking about. I had a short dude that whooped my ass in fucking basic training, bro. He was a wrestler, national champion.
Yeah,
Dude, I
this
did
dude
everything I could.
no neck,
The fuck with
5'5"
this?
guy.
Yeah, he took me down, bro. Fucking, he was choking the shit out of me. Blood was coming out of my nose. I still wouldn't give in. Dude, this motherfucker was a beast, though. A small dude could fuck up guys like maybe 6 feet and up. And like I'm talking about when I say small, I mean like 5'4" and shit, bro. Like small. That's how ridiculous this was because he's that
Yeah, this
talented.
kid didn't know how to throw
Small
punches.
white
He just
kid.
kept fucking slamming me.
Yeah. But yeah, well, that's my experience. I don't know. I mean, from my experience, when I shoot downwards, I put weight behind the shot too. You know, I kind of get off balance, especially in street fights. I
Yeah,
just
but are you
drop
talking
everything
about
and knock them
punching
out.
kind of, are you talking about like an uppercut? Are you talking about
Mr.
kind of coming up
BDA.
on an uppercut
No,
underneath him?
straight fucking
Right
like
down?
momentum, like catching when he's not seeing, explosive, boom, right downwards when I put the weight behind it. I
Yeah,
put my
because
weight behind
even
that
in
shit. Yeah,
baseball, when you
Hey,
swing your
Mr.
bat on a
BDA.
downstroke, well, obviously you're going to hit a ground ball, but you always
yeah.
want to have just a slight upstroke. That's where, again, because your power plant is your hips and your thighs, your hamstrings, your back, and you're going to get most of that involved in a punch going on at least a straight to
Hey,
an
Mr.
upper
BDA.
angle.
Yeah.
That's not me. That's a
Me-
soundbite. Hey, Mr. BDA. Oh, that's yeah, soundbite. Just replicating
Hey,
my
Mr.
voice.
BDA.
Hey, I was gonna say. So, where's the evidence that the big guys have taken over? Like aside from Vladimir Klitschko and maybe Lennox Lewis, above 6'5", that we can gather this data and say, oh, these super heavyweights are so much better all around.
Well, I don't think people really were saying they were better. I think weren't they just saying they were more just too big? You know what I mean? It gets to a point where if you're a 208-pound guy fighting somebody, I mean, in all actuality, I mean, Ruiz shouldn't have beat Joshua. I mean, just if you looked at this, body-wise, but yeah, no, it's I've never bought into that. It was just a question. I don't think they were more talented. I just think they were so much bigger. I mean, could you picture Rocky Marciano at 5'11", 192 pounds fighting, Lennox Lewis? It just so it just became bigger guys became athletes in the late 90s. All of a sudden, these big guys. Well,
you guys were talking about big guys or whatever. Like, okay, Usyk, I saw next to Parker. Man, he looked way bigger than Parker, and Parker was pretty much the same. Not, I won't say the same size, but pretty close to the size of Joshua. I mean, the height was the only difference.
You mean girth-wise, right? You mean body-wise?
Yeah. Oh, he was bigger, bro. He was bigger than Parker, like considerably. I was like, what the fuck? This fool is
to come.
No, not to come. I'm talking about Parker Usyk. Usyk was next to Parker.
Usyk got wider shoulders, but Parker's got a bigger ass and thighs, bigger forearms. He's more of a mesomorph body.
Okay, I haven't checked those body parts, bro. But I haven't checked those. I just looked at him from eye level, like when they brought the camera.
One's taller than the other, you would notice one's shoulders wider. I mean, it's not like I was peeking under
the shoulder. Yeah,
I'm just saying.
I know.
Shoulder
wise. That's what I was looking at, bro. Shoulder wise, he looked wider than him. He looked taller than him too. Also, he was taller than Parker. That's not good.
Well, I'm looking at
out there.
Look, this guy named Jonathan Finch. He just listed on the chat, right? He said Usyk 6'3", Parker 6'4". He is listed at 6'4", Parker, but when he fought,
that's a lie.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I was going to say that. Yeah, because
he always add a couple inches.
When he fought Joshua, who's listed at 6'6", it looked like he was at least 3 inches taller than Parker.
Exactly. No, that's that. They always do that. The heavyweights. They do it in all sports. Hockey.
Yeah.
They do it a lot too. They add an inch. An inch and 10 pounds usually.
There was just real quick. There's this guy that fought on Friday, I believe, not Saturday, but Friday. He's 154 pounder. His last name is Fundora, I think. He's 6'5", which would make him the tallest super welterweight champion of all time. They call him the Towering Inferno, I think.
How do these guys even make that weight? Go ahead, Jimmy. Jimmy.
There were some good fights the other night, man, on DAZN. There was a couple of good cards there, wasn't there? Maybe it was
Jimmy, let me ask you a question.
The 2 fights.
Yeah, there was a couple of good fights on that card. That kid with the big afro from Vegas, man. It was a couple of good scraps. I mean, Jimmy. I wasn't in my full right. I should just let you guys know now. That way, if I seem like I'm in a fog, let me just get this out of the way. 2 days ago, 5 feet in front of my house, while my girl was putting our dog in the car, an illegal alien who shouldn't even be in this fucking country plowed into our parked car. And she was med-flighted into Boston. They're still trying to save her left leg. So
it's your wife?
Yeah, my girl of 14 years.
God damn, I'm
sorry.
Right
in front of me, dude. Right in front of me. I saw her eyes get big and boom! This kid out of nowhere fucking just stoved into the back of the Lexus, pinned her to the curb in the car. My voice is cracked. I'm sorry. But anyway, so she almost lost her leg. It severed her because her leg was up against the curb, her back legs. So when the car hit, it just literally pinned her and smashed her fucking legs to jello. But yeah, that was
Sorry to hear
Thursday.
that, man.
Yeah, what the fuck, bro?
That
Yeah,
sounds
fucked
horrible.
up.
5 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 5 feet right out our front door, right out front, putting our dog in the back of the car. She and I was just turning around to grab something. I heard, this kid just lost control, flying down a residential street. Speed limit's 20. Kid had to be going 45. Not even supposed to be in this country. And he just my girlfriend almost lost her life. If she was 10 seconds sooner, she'd be dead.
Must have been a Puerto Rican, huh?
No,
Those
Central
Puerto
America.
Listen, man, what are you talking about? Us Puerto Ricans.
I think he was
boxing style.
I think he was Honduran. I don't know. That's what somebody said. Actually, one of my neighbors who's from Central America, a sweetheart of a kid, and he said I think the kid was from Honduras. I don't know. It's in the paper. I haven't bothered to read it yet. It's on the news
Right.
and everything.
Yeah. You saw it with your own eyes, so you don't want to read
Dude,
it.
I heard the fucking. Imagine that, dude. Like everything's going normal in your life, and just like you're putting something in your car, and then out of nowhere, this fucking moron just almost took my life away. You know, I'm taking her out. Would it take? It's just,
Hey, I got a guy that works for me. He's one of my top guys, bro. He about a year ago, I want to say, a year ago. I mean, everything went wrong for him, bro. He got into a car accident. He broke his leg in 2 places. His son that he just reconnected with and was having a good relationship with committed suicide. I mean, it's like, god damn, like everything just fucking. I was worried that my boy was just gonna because he had a pretty, he did a lot of fucked up shit in his life as well, and I was afraid that he might go down that I feel sorry for myself path, but he's, a year later, he's
it's
doing
payback.
better, man.
Sometimes I think shit like this happens.
It is payback. It is.
Because I think sometimes it's like, is God paying me back by punishing people I love? You know what I mean?
It's called
like,
karma,
is this
man.
what you're doing?
Look what happened
why take it out on people I love? That's so I kind of got my own little situation with him right now. I got an issue with God right now. He keeps going after the people I care. I'll take it out on me. I don't know.
Not to Jimmy. I'm not saying you did anything bad, but look what happened to Adonis Stevenson. I know a lot of people don't like to bring that up, but like Adonis Stevenson was a bad person before the boxing thing, and I'm not saying he was a great person. Maybe he did change when he became a boxer, and he was really sorry for what he did. But look how things ended for him. It ended with him.
He wasn't sorry for what he did, man. He made flipping comments about it.
That's what I'm saying.
It wasn't like he was given to fucking organizations or out and speaking against it, speaking against gangs and doing shit for like any kind of women's services. Nah, that motherfucker, I bet you still joking, made wisecracks about it. You gotta be a special kind of fucking evil to
he looks like a
exact reason. This is the exact reason why BDA talks about church Sundays and everything, bro. This makes sense at this point in time.
PDA's church.
Even if you don't believe in God, man, there's some things in church. I mean, it's good to have church in children's lives, or at least religion, because it gives them a moral compass. Something, because look at these cities that religion has completely decimated. These sanctuary cities that just falling apart with murder. But yeah, not to go the terrible day, right? The same day, 2 hours earlier. Not that it's even close to what happened to my girl, but the doctor called. I have a fucking dog. I bought $2,200 for last year. Fucking the 2 kinds of Lyme, like the regular Lyme and the most acute Lyme. So it's like, wow, I got that news, which sucks. It's not, I'm getting my medicine, but then that happened. So yeah, Thursday was an ugly day for me.
What they say, what doesn't kill us make us stronger.
Right? But it's like, fucking, well, it should happen to me, though. I'm the one that did horrible shit. My girl's a soft ear. She doesn't fucking fuck with anybody. I don't know.
All right, guys. We're going to have to end it right now. Sorry for that, but I have to bounce. So, thank you for joining me, guys. Everybody in the Hangouts and in the chat.
I gotta say something. How many trolls do we have in this channel, bro? Jesus fucking Christ. You got like 4 trollers coming in on a constant basis. What was that? The King Loma?
King Loma.
H-Money right now?
Yeah, who pulled the race card. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe we'll having a...
But for a record, real quick, I think Pacquiao is going to beat Thurman in points. Unanimous decision.
All right. Hey, Jimmy, we're going to talk more about that fight on another show. So
Oh, okay, brother.
hopefully you can join us and we can discuss this fight. Everybody, thank you for joining us.
Peace.
You guys
Peace,
all be
Jimmy.
safe.
Later.
Yeah, and Jimmy, good luck, man.
Peace, guys.
Keep a lookout on your loved ones. Trust me.
Yeah, that's crazy,
Peace
man.
out.
Hope everything goes well with your girlfriend.
Thank you, man.
Oh boy. Goodbye.
All right, see ya, man. And in the chat,
Yeah, boxing stuff.
Later.
Go fuck
thank you
yourself.
for joining us.
Sorry.
Thank you for contributing through the super chat. Yep, that's pretty much it. We'll see you next time. Take care, guys.
I mean, I'm dealing with degenerate animals.
I'm disappointed in everyone. Disappointed in everyone. All right, come on.
Honestly, I can't do it, man.
I'm disappointed in everyone. Let me tell you why.
It's gonna be alright, Nicky. Go ahead, shoot. Let's just kill those fucking men.
What are you going to do about it?
You're happy because you got nothing. You don't got a thing. You're happy because you got nothing. Lobito! Got nothing.
I want to get out. I want to get out of this rat hole. I want to get online. I need
BDA Boxing.